You're here with me. You're here with me. You could be around for
You could be with anyone, and I could be with anyone. You're here with me. You're here with me.
Hey, what's going on, people? How's everybody doing? Hopefully, everybody's having an awesome evening. Welcome to the show. This is the Thursday night Speak Pipe show, y'all, and we're going to have a great time tonight. We had some pretty cool messages from some very interesting folks. So we're going to hit those very soon. Before we get into it, oh, wow. Looks like we have a super chat from Jody Periscala kicking us off with a $4.99 super chat. If Cody got a video from Robin in Special Forces, he had to have gone pretty far. I watched all 3 seasons. It's near the end. Yeah, I think that he finished it. Like I don't think that there's a question whether he finished it or not. That's actually Jody. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about before we got into the Speak Pipe commentary. But let me give you a little something before we get too far along. And here we go. Just so Jody, you are reading my mind. All right. Yeah, as it turns out, I think that Cody did reasonably well on Special Forces as far as like the completion of the time there. So not necessarily he was a bang out or standout contestant or participant, because I don't think that that was the case. But I do think he made it pretty far, if not to the end. I think he might have made it to the end. Now, with that being said, thank you so much for mentioning that, Jody, because that was first on my mind as I was logging in. Oh, shit. Okay. Everything is good. Awesome. I didn't even ask. Thank you. Yeah, my beautiful, timid wife, my beautiful, quiet, shy, beautiful wife, beautiful wife. Yeah, Cody has been doing the run. So, not to say I told you so, but I told you so. Not to interrupt myself saying I told you so, but I told you so. I called this early on. What was going to happen? Cody was going to come out, do Special Forces, and because of Special Forces, he's going to reinvigorate his career, his reality show career. And that is 100% what is going on now. Oh, you don't believe me, they say. They question whether my dexterity of my arguments. Let me explain why I say that. I've noticed that because I saw Cody on the red carpet for the promo, doing his interview with the football player, disgraced football player that he was, allegedly putting his hands on, putting his hands on his wife. But both he and Cody, male chauvinist, but allegedly, both he and Cody were standing there doing an interview and they were scratching each other's backs. And, Cody got to play the hero and talk about how, they asked him about Sister Wives. You're on the show called Sister Wives. You've been on there. He's like, yeah, probably 15, 16 years, yeah, but I don't really want to talk about Sister Wives right now because I'm here to promo Special Forces. But Sister Wives does air at 9 p.m. on TLC if you want to check that out on Sundays. So he's doing the whole advertisement for TLC and he's doing the whole thing for Sister Wives, as I'm sure he was instructed to do. And he also didn't cover anything that happened on Sister Wives, as again, I'm sure he was told not to do. So if anything, you just do the promo for the season and you don't go too deep into the season. But both he and the football player talked about how tough it was for them and how amazing a situation it was. They asked questions about whether Cody got along with the other castmates. And of course, he responded, it was tough. And some of these contestants are as young as my children. So basically, he's saying he sunned everybody who was there and was treating everybody there like they were his kids because they were younger than him. So therefore, obviously, we saw how Cody deals with his kids. He don't really listen to his kids or take advice from his kids or heed anything that his kids have to say. So I have no reason to believe that Cody would take seriously people who were of his junior or people who were of the female persuasion. We'll say it that way. People who present themselves as women. I'm sure Cody did not respect them at all. So, I mean, there's that. There's that. But then we take another step. And you say, James, that can't possibly be it. I say, no, that's not it. I say, no, that's not it. That's not the final thing. What tells me that I am correct in my assessment that Cody has done this to try to reinvigorate his career, and why I think that there has been movement on that front, is because I also noticed that Cody did an interview for Access Hollywood. What's that mean, James? He did an interview for Access Hollywood. Yes, he did an interview for Access Hollywood. Now, what does that mean? That means that this is the first time since the family broke up, and the first time in a long time that I recall Cody doing an interview with anybody of any stature. Like, I've seen him on podcasts and I've seen him on YouTube places having conversations with people, but I have yet to see him talk to somebody who is, over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, on various social media outlets, having a full conversation and talking about himself, his feelings on things, and his relationships. This is the first time. So this has been a lot. This is some big things that are happening for Cody, and he's very excited about it. And you can tell by the way he's presenting himself that he's very excited about it. There was a question that came up during the course of the interview that I also wanted to address. When he was doing the interview, they had said, Cody, I noticed that you did the apology. You're on your apology tour, Cody. What's that about? And Cody hit him with the, I've grown and I've developed and I've become a little different. And that there's a thing where, I'm just evolving past the pain and stuff. And I didn't just forgive them for them. I forgave them for me so that I could move on, because we're all, as the relationships fell apart, we all are to blame, and we all had our parts, and we all did something wrong. But I wanted to apologize for my part. Now, what does that say? What does that do? What Cody was attempting to do, whether it's successful or not, will be seen, to be TBD, to be determined. But what he's trying to do is he's trying to get to a point where he comes out, he apologizes. And then if the women come out and say something about him or against him, or one of the kids come out and say something about him or against him, the first thing he's going to do is say, especially in a public arena, he's going to say, look, I've already apologized for my part in this. I've apologized for everything that I did wrong. I apologize for the breakdown, my part in the breakdown of the family. So if they're still talking about it, obviously they need healing. Obviously they need to get over it. It's not on me. I can't forgive me. All I can do is apologize for my wrongdoing. And it's on them to find forgiveness in their hearts so that they can move on with their lives. Because for me and Robin, we're going to move on with ours. And I don't want to talk bad about them. Why doesn't he want to talk bad about them? Let's kind of drill down on that a second. Why doesn't Cody want to talk bad about these folks? It's very simple. He doesn't want to talk bad about these folks because he doesn't want to talk about what happened. Because if he talks bad about them, the reality of it is that he's going to say, this person did X, Y, Z to me, and this is why they're wrong. That gives the person that he's accusing of doing wrongdoing the opportunity to say, well, either they can deny it, which is one thing, or they can justify their behavior, their positions, and the reason why they said what they said or did what they did when they did it. So the easiest thing to do is that instead of going with the back and forth, you try to cut it off at the knees. You try to cut the conversation off at the knees. You try to make them look unreasonable when they come back and try to tell the story about how you abused them, you mistreated them, how you did them wrong. Because his excuse is going to be, and this is why Christine's book coming out, by the way, finish the book, y'all. By the way, finish the book. By the way, finish the book. But this is where Christine's timing and coming out with her book was so important. Because had she not come out with her book before he started this nonsense, then a lot of what she's going to say in the book is going to be like, even now, he's going to still try it, folks. So be ready for that. Let's not pretend like it's not going to happen. I'm just saying that when I'm going to call it right now. So when it happens, you can say, oh, yeah, I heard that before. James said that on my take on reality, right? It's like you have a crystal ball, not the channel, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying that when it all comes down to it, right? It all comes down to it. He's going to be in a situation where he's going to be asked about some things that have been mentioned in the book. And he's going to respond by saying, look, I don't want to talk about any of those things. Okay? I'm not going to keep dragging them through the mud, and I would only hope that they stop dragging me through the mud. I mean, these relationships have been over for 5 years, and we all have to start moving past that. He's going to try to stifle any conversation or any negative criticism that he has from the wives by saying that they need to get over it because it's long past and it's long in the tooth. And they're also tapping into, to be honest with you, there's some things that were said in the book that will be weaponized against Christine and maybe some of the other wives. I'm going to be very honest about that. Like some of the things she said, like she presented it one way, but it can completely be interpreted a completely different way, right? A negative way. So I think that what Cody's strategy that he's going to use, and it's, to be honest with you, it's not a bad strategy, but the strategy that he's going to use is he's going to basically cut the conversation off by refusing to talk about the OG3 in a negative way and try to make himself seem like the bigger person. I'm not talking about them. I don't understand why they're talking about me. See, again, this goes back to like the whole idea that if he is suffering from like a narcissistic behavioral disorder, that he will, if he can't make himself the hero in the story, he will make himself the victim, and then he will turn himself into the hero. I'm being victimized by these folks who I was married to. I apologized to them. I gave them everything that they wanted, and they still keep coming after me. They still keep beating me up. I don't know what else you guys want from me. But because I am overcoming and because I'm going to be the bigger person, I now open the door to be the hero in this situation, thereby turning these ladies, these ex-wives, and these potential children into the villains of his story. And that's the whole purpose. Special forces, the interviews, the apologies. He even said that he recognized, like he was asked a question during the Access Hollywood interview about the apology. And he said that this is a brand new era for him and Robin. This is closing that door and he's moving on with his life. This is a new era. So he is going to, I'm telling you right now that what he's going to do is he's going to basically cut these ladies off. So if they're going, and my recommendation is, if you're going to come out with a book, stop pussyfooting around what you have to say. Stop beating around the bush. Come out and say what you have to say. Make whatever allegation you're going to make, and not even so much allegations. Tell your story, tell your truth now. Now is the time for you to come out and tell your truth. Because if you sit around, and I'm saying this directly to the OG3, if you sit around and you let him take the narrative of this situation, any complaint that you make moving forward will look like sour grapes. If you don't say what you have to say with your whole damn chest right now, what it's going to look like is sour grapes, especially if his career starts to move forward. If he starts getting invited on more stuff, there's also a lot of hints too, because the same way they were hinting at Christine and Janelle getting spinoffs, they were also hinting at Robin perhaps participating in other events, whether it's Special Force. They kind of tease like, how would Robin do on Special Forces? They asked her in both interviews, the Access Hollywood interview as well as the Special Forces promo red carpet interviews. How would Robin fare on special forces? Cody, oh, she wouldn't do well because she's my quiet, sweet, innocent, beautiful wife who is so beautiful and innocent and quiet. She couldn't possibly do special forces because it's so crazy and so demanding. She's a fantastic mother, beautiful and wonderful and great personality, so tenderhearted and giving that she wouldn't do good on special forces, but she would do good on other shows. And that's the whole damn point. So if they start to make any headway, then they will easily be able to turn this situation around on you ladies. Because as soon as they start moving forward, as soon as they start landing roles, as soon as they start doing things outside of Sister Wives, and it looks like they're about to be on the precipice of getting cast or moving into something else, and then here comes Janelle, Mary, or Christine writing another book talking about their relationship with Cody, leveling accusations or trying to set the record straight, the first thing they're going to say is, I don't understand why they're still talking about me. Robin has already said that. Cody has already said that as much, But they will actually have, because he went out and he apologized. He made it a point to set it up. There was a video, I talked about it last week, where Cody had called, it came out that Cody had called the producers of TLC to make sure that he could apologize to Christine. He wanted it on camera. He wanted it on film. Why did he want it on film? I said during the thing that he wanted it on film because he wants to make himself the victim, make himself the Christine the villain, so that he can become the hero of this story. But it's also just a basic point that he wants witnesses. He wants it documented that he apologized to you. He's even going to say in future episodes, in future tell-alls, I heard they shot the tell-all already too. If they did that, this is dog water. This is bullshit. If they already shot the damn tell-all, this is bullshit. But if that's the case, when he gets to the tell-all, he gets anything, he'll be like, look, this season I spent the whole time apologizing to these ladies. I don't know why they're still mad. I mean, I was hurt. I was mad. I had 3 divorces in 1 year, in 1.5 years. I had 3 divorces. 3 of my wives left me. I was heartbroken. My kids weren't speaking to me. I was heartbroken. And I was able to forgive them. I don't understand why they can't forgive me. And it also minimizes the suffering and the trauma that he inflicted on them. And to be honest with you, we're kind of pawns in that game too, because we're all kind of excited about the special forces, whole aspect of the whole run of special forces. And I'm telling you, like, look, I'm calling it right now. I am almost 100% certain. I will bet my full dollar on my which is my dollar is my limit on gambling, but I will bet my full dollar on that shit. Okay, he is going to turn this shit. He's going to attempt. I'm not even going to say he's going to. He's going to attempt to turn this shit around. So if they have anything to say, don't sit around and wait. Don't sit around and wait for it to come out with your books, to tell your truths, to tell your stories. Tell your stuff right now. Get on the line, call a publicist, call a writer, get your words, get your stuff on record now while it's still relevant. Because what are you going to wait? Oh, I want to heal the family. I don't want to give everybody a chance, because I guarantee you, if Cody ever gets his feet above, like, because the other side of that too is right now they have an advantage because nobody is buying Cody's book as it stands right now. I don't think anybody is buying Cody's book. If Cody came out with a book, Robin came out with a book today, they would sell some copies, but it wouldn't be they wouldn't have like New York Times bestseller numbers. They wouldn't have Christine numbers. Christine's numbers on her book will crush. It will do what gamers call it. She will munchkin the Cody and Robin's numbers. But if they can get some traction on a different show, they can get some interest on a different show and find a new audience, then that opens them up to be able to sell a book. And if they can sell a book, and if they need to, and here's the thing, if they need to throw you ladies, OG3, if they need to throw y'all under the bus, you will have tire tracks all up and down your back and ass. They will throw you under the bus without thinking about it. The only reason why they're trying to take the high road right now is because they would lose a war on the low road. That's why you know what I mean? You ever see that? Somebody get in an argument or they're about to get into a fight all of a sudden because You know, they you know, here's some bad news. Y'all know me, son. Yo, man, you picking a fight with crazy bad man Louis. You know what I mean? You picking a fight with no neck? Have you seen his brothers? He got uncles. Just got out the penitentiary. You don't want to fight him? All of a sudden, look, man, we don't need no trouble. We don't need to fight. You know what I mean? You get in an argument with somebody and you start to realize that you got some evidence, or you right, and you're about to crush the shit out of them. All of a sudden, it's look, man, we got disagreements. Look, how about this? You believe what you believe, I believe what I believe. You know, you got your truth, I got my truth, and we'll just say that we just disagree. We'll agree to disagree. But you know full damn well, if they had the juice, if they had the evidence, if they had the support, if they were right, they would not only want to talk about it, they want to proclaim it to the world. They want to catch it on video. They want the newspaper reporter there writing the shit down, scribing it. It'd be tomorrow's, hot topic, if given a chance. Right now, they don't have the ability to clap back on the OG3. This is the stage for the OG3 to be able to make their triumphant return or make their triumphant statements. If they miss this opportunity, this time is not going to be around forever. Nobody's going to sit around for the next 3-4 years and wait for Christine, Mary, and Janelle to decide they're going to come out and tell the truth about Cody, especially after he finishes his apology tour, because you will look petty. The only people who are going to buy that book will be the fan base, maybe. People who have been there since day one, episode 1, season 1, they will buy the books. But in order for the book to be successful, they have to be able to tap into groups and fans and people, potential customers from outside of the Sister Wife fandom. And even the Sister Wife fandom, if we're going to be honest, it is shrinking. It is shrinking. People are disconnecting from this story. People are disconnecting from this story. Look at the big channels. How many of the big channels are still growing? They talk about primarily talk about sister wives. I mean, look at that's the way the water's running. It's just not like it's not there. Like Sister Wives in season 17, you know what I mean? It closed the season 16, 17. Sister Wives fandom on the boom, on the uptick, biggest numbers ever, like biggest viewership ever. That's when Cody got when those numbers started dropping from season 17 and 18. That's when Cody started getting the calls and started getting looked at by special forces. But moving into season 20, watching him apologize, them still trying to resolve the Cody pass debacle, maybe having conversations where Cody goes out to apologize and he's going to throw in some spice and some arguments and try to disclaimer those arguments later on. Because as soon as somebody brings up like, oh yeah, you said this, look, I'm tired of talking about Christine, Mary, and Janelle. I mean, I apologized already. I'm hurt. I just want to move on with my lovely wife and be positive moving forward. And he might even hit this. He might even hit this line. These are the mothers of my children. And out of respect for my kids, I don't want to talk bad about their mothers. I can totally hear him saying that shit. And we all know he doesn't give a fuck about that. Pardon my French. He doesn't care about that. But he's going to care about it when he says it on the next TV show. Guarantee it. Just saying, y'all. Just saying. Watch. It's that look. And I'm just saying, like, I think they should if the OG3 have something to say, come out and say it now with your whole chest. Don't hold back. My mother said, rest in power. But she told me something very important when I was a young kid. She said the only thing you owe people, and this includes like even the people who pass, the only thing you owe anybody is the damn truth. The only thing you owe them is the truth. Don't lie on people. Don't slander people. Don't besmirch people's character, by telling dishonest things. But if you tell people what happened to you, what you went through, and how you survived it, there's no shame in that. And sitting around trying to take the high road is bullshit. If this man has been doing you dirty, you have to find your healing. And sometimes you finding your healing, look, I mean, it's not even like, because there's all kinds of reasons why you could argue, oh, maybe they shouldn't do it in a public format. I get that shit too. But look, you live public lives. You live public lives. And if you think that you're gonna feel better by letting him do what he wants to do, and then when and then you're trying to trust. And here's the thing. I'm gonna say it this way. You're trusting. We're gonna use the word trust. You're trusting that when he does the apology tour and he goes back and he talks about what he wants to talk about, he's going to be generous to you. He's going to be fair to you. Now, isn't this a song that we have heard for the last 20 damn seasons, 19 seasons, upcoming 20? These three women keep trusting and believing in the goodness and kindness and the generosity of Cody freaking Brown, and that he would never do us wrong. He would never do us dirty. Let me ask you a question. How that family fund holding up? How's that family fund doing? You know, when you guys used to give him your paychecks and you trusted that he would do the right thing by your paycheck, and you were depriving your kids things, you were depriving yourself things, because even though you were making 6 figures a year, you would cut that down to basically having your rent paid or having your mortgage paid, and then trying to figure out how to fix odds and ends. And that's your mortgage and rent paid, perhaps, and maybe. But you were responsible for paying it because they were going to save the money for the Cody Pass, to buy Cody Pass and pay it off with the family fund. But they always came up short on the damn family fund. How did that trust work then? You got to stop. Look, you got to stop hoping for the best and start recognizing who you're damn dealing with. Recognize who you're dealing with, not what you hope he is and what you hope he would do and what you remember him being when he was about 30 years ago when you first had children and shit. That's a different guy. Okay, you're dealing with a completely different person now. He's changed the same way you've changed. And you're trusting that this guy who is already he should have already bemused you of any idea that you could ever trust him. You should not have any inkling in your body, your bones, your soul that you could trust this man if given the opportunity. So what I'm saying is, and this is petty as shit, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest straight up with it. But it's the truth. This is how you survive the world. If you realize somebody means you harm and they will do you harm, you do to them what they plan on doing to you. You just do it more efficiently, you do it more effectively, and you do it more often. And you damn sure try to do it first. Okay, this ain't no kiddie playground bullshit where I'm gonna wait for him to go ahead and take the first swing. I'm gonna wait for him to take the first swing, and then I'm gonna do my thing. Look, some people take their first swing, they will knock your block off. Your buddies will be waking your ass up, and you ain't gonna have no damn shoes on your feet. Okay, this dude will knock you out your shoes. You let him take the first swing. Preemptive strike sometimes. That's the preemptive strike could be you leave a situation. I always say the best way for you to avoid a fight is for you not to be there. 100% guaranteed that you will not get hit, shot, stabbed is for you to not be there when the shit go down. 100%. Right? And that requires you to pay attention to what's going on. Oh, I always have fun in this place. This place is amazing. I come here every Friday, Saturday night. It's so much fun. What's that doing? They over there arguing and shit. Dude yelling, what did he say? He said he going to his trunk. He'll be right back. I wonder what he's bringing back. Oh my, this will be great. I love surprises. Don't you wait for that motherfucker to come back. You get the hell out of there. When the problem starts, you can tell, like I've always said this. I'm a guy, I'm talking to my kids about it. I'm a dude that to this day, I still go places by myself. Okay. I don't go in it with a pack of friends. I got my own back. I go places by myself. Right now, not necessarily recommended, but I'm a big person, but I recognize that. But at the same time, it's not about size. It's not about strength. It's not about agility. It's not about ability. Okay. It's about paying attention. When I go places, I pay attention. I pay attention to who's coming in, who's going out, where the exits are. I pay attention to how people are moving, how people are talking to each other. You can tell when people are getting riled and agitated and aggravated that there's something about to jump off. And when I see that there's something about to jump off, or there's like conversations are happening and I'm paying attention, you know, I say to myself, you know what, self, it's time for you to pay this tab, this bill, or this check and get and kick rocks. It's time to go. That 100% works all the time. You paying attention works. To transcribe that in interpersonal relationships, pay attention to what the other person is doing, what they're saying, how they moving, what they're capable of, especially after they've shown you, Christine, Mary, Janelle, after Cody has shown you what he's capable of, what he's willing to do to you, how he's willing to drag not only you, but your children. You start recognizing that shit. And you also take note of the fact that right now you have the upper hand, hands down. You guys have the upper hand, 100%. I don't think there's anybody in this chat who will say that you don't have the upper hand in this situation. You could come out with a book and people will buy it. People will not only buy your book, but they'll read your book to try to find out information of what was going on, what was happening. People are interested. You have their ears, you have their hearts, and you have their minds right now. But the only reason why he's not doing it, the only reason why Robin is not doing it, isn't because they're thinking of the kids or they don't want to embarrass you, or that's all bullshit that they're telling you because they don't want you to do it to them first. But I guarantee you, as sure as I'm sitting here, and I'll put another buck on that one. I'll give you the full buck on that one. Plus, I might even put another buck on it, break my own rules and my own little betting limit. I might put another buck on it to say that full out, if given the opportunity and if they get a chance to do it, they will screw you 100%, especially if it means that they can get their own show, especially if it means that they can get additional interviews, which would be more money, especially if they can generate more interest in themselves and their stories. 100% they're going to screw you. So if you could play around, you can play around if you want. You can play around if you want. Because I'm telling you right now, if you play nice and you try to, I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say, Cody's a good person. Robin's a good person. You know, Christine in her book, she soft shoed the shit out of that. Oh, Robin came into the family. I believe she belonged in the family. She's a good person. Oh, yes. She cared about the family. She came in with her own ideals and stuff. Awesome. But then when she starts talking shit about you, how crazy is it going to look? You talk about when they give you an opportunity to say your piece, you come in and talk about how fair she was, how fair-minded she was, how awesome she was, how she looked out for the kids, how she really cared about the family. Then when she gets a chance, she talks about how terrible you were, what a terrible mom you were, and what a terrible person you were, and how you didn't really contribute to the family, how you were mean to her, and how you didn't really take the family into advisement, and how you left the family, et cetera, et cetera. And then you want to get back to try to set the record straight. But anything you say in response to what she just said, especially after you just got finished singing her damn praises, is only going to look like sour grapes. It's going to look like she got one up on you, and now you're creating or making up stories about her to talk shit about her now that she's trumped you. Now that she's accused you of something, now all of a sudden you got something to say, but you had your opportunity to say something. This is your opportunity to say, while people are listening, this is your opportunity to say something. This would be like if you go to court and you go to court and you're trying to be super generous and friendly. I don't want to be generous. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. She's a young person. He's a young person. They got their whole lives ahead of them. I'm going to just soft shoe it. So you diminish the other person's liability. and their responsibility for causing whatever pain, suffering, or damages that you have. Oh, I'm not that hurt. I'm not hurt that bad. Then when they come in, you tell your story about like how you did this and you potentially could have been, thinking about something else. When a car accident happened, I was thinking about a bunch of things. I was running late. Maybe I didn't hit my brakes in time, and maybe he got confused and stuff, and that's why he ran in the back of me. Because I just want my car paid for. I don't want my car paid for because I have insurance. I just want my deductible taken care of. That'd be cool. Then then the other person judge like, okay, thank you very much. Do you have anything in the response to that? Now you fully expected this person to stand up and say, they're right. I accidentally hit them in the back. I will pay because that's what we talked about. Yeah, I will pay their deductible. They get up and they say, Your Honor, just like they said, they didn't hit their brakes in time. I'm not at fault. In fact, not only am I not at fault for damaging their car, hurting them, and destroying their property, they damaged my shit. I want my car fixed. I want my deductible paid. I want them to pay my insurance because I don't think my insurance should go up for their mistakes. Oh no, let me explain what happened. Let me change my story. Let me change my position because I said that they were good people, but I realize now that they're not, and I want to change my story. You look like you're lying. You look like you're lying. You had an opportunity to say whatever it is you're going to say, but you chose to keep your mouth shut. Now, that was a decision. Okay? That's a decision. And when they turn it around on you, and they jujitsu your ass, hit you with that Aikido, and use your strength and your power against you, judo, they use it against you. There's a couple art forms that do that. They use your power, your strength against you. You can't then sit around and talk about how it's not fair and you made a choice, and you'll have to live with the consequences of that choice. Simple as that. Simple as that. And you know what? And here's the thing too. Like I see some folks talking about like Peyton. What's this? Peyton said his father hasn't contacted him since Garrison's funeral. Cody can try to redeem his reputation all he wants, but the public is not stupid. He can try all he wants. See, here's the thing. The only person that Cody, and he's actively in a custody battle with Christine. The only one of his kids that's not Robin's that he really has to really try to push, that he's trying to get in touch with, is the minor child, truly. Everybody else is an adult. I think Peyton's in his 30s. You understand what I mean? Like, he can make the argument that, I've reached out to them. They don't want to have anything to do with me. I'm doing my best. I apologize to them. That's all I can do. He's like, and again, he's not, and I'm not disagreeing with the whole sentiment that, we're not stupid and we're not going to fall for it. But see, that's the thing. Cody's not shooting for us. He's not trying to convince the sister wife fandom that he's a different person, and he's been trying to, because we ain't stupid. We watched you for 19 damn seasons screw these kids over. Give them the big F you, move your family, drag your family all over the country for one person. We watched you do that. Even in Christine's book, she's still sitting there talking about, we moved to, we were scared. That's why we moved to Vegas, because it was really scary at the time. You just happened to move to the one place that was closest to her fucking family. Like, but come on now. Got to catch up. You just discovered the idea that, after he came to us and said we gonna move to Arizona, we discovered that we was gonna go there because Dayton had gotten to school. So she admitted basically what I had said from the freaking beginning. Again, don't let me interrupt myself while I said, don't let me interrupt my, I told you so when I told you so. But that's what I said from the beginning. Maybe that's why the book was so underwhelming for me. Because a lot of the stuff that she said, I've said, if you go through my library of videos as I was talking about a lot of this shit, all the shit she said in the books is stuff that I've been saying the whole damn time. Oh, you moved to Vegas right around the corner from her parents, and it just so happens that she gets pregnant and has her kid not long after, has Solomon not long after she gets to Vegas. Is it possible that maybe they was playing up the whole idea of the cops coming and arresting Cody, playing to your fears? Is it possible? Because they've known you longer than I've known you, and I know that you scared. You have reservations and fear about the family being broken up by the law if you were breaking a law. You think maybe Cody knew that, and maybe Robin knew that, and they were playing on your fear? That's how they were able to get you guys out of Lehigh and drag you to Vegas so you would be right around the corner from her parents? You think? And then to keep, people are people. People going to do what they're going to do, and they're going to stay consistent in what the things that they do. So as soon as he does that, guess what else they did? They turn right around. They get your asses out to Arizona. Arizona, here we come. You get to Arizona. Dayton is living there. Oh, they did it again. Because it's consistent with their characters and who they are as people. And that's the thing. Once you discover who people are, and this is what I'm talking about, paying attention to people. Once you discover who people are pretty much consistent. That's why in relationships, all a relationship is a build of experience, your historical perspective of experiences with a shared experiences with another individual. That's what a relationship is. Maybe oversimplified to some degrees, but that's essentially what a relationship is. And you're sharing those experiences. And what I'm saying is the experiences you shared with an individual who has been taking advantage of you the entire time because you've been so trusting and so, oh my goodness, this is the way I was raised. Okay, that's fine and good. Yeah, we can excuse away why you were taken advantage of. But guess what, boo-boo? That didn't stop you from being taken advantage of. That didn't stop anything. We can understand all day why shit happened. That's not going to stop a damn thing. He's going to keep doing what he's doing. He's taking advantage of your weaknesses. I've said this before, one of the scariest things for me as a parent of what I like to think are good people. My kids are good, like really good people. But it's scary to me because they are so good, so kind that they forgive a lot of shit. They overlook a lot of transgressions that people commit against them, and they get past it. I don't want my kids to be bitter and nasty. I don't want them to have the same I don't want them to carry my darkness. I'll put it that way. I don't want them to carry my darkness. I try to give them a brighter side, but in doing so, I recognize that I have a tendency to not necessarily see the darkness or bad side of people. I just see people for who they are, good or bad. I don't really register good or bad as much as that's concerned. I just understand it's not a good thing or a bad thing. They did a thing. Okay, it may not define them as like who they will be in the future, but this is what you've done. And I have to take you at what you've done and how you've moved forward. And as I'm watching Cody, I see how he's moving forward. I see what he's done. I see the fact that he's able to take advantage of you. You're sitting there trying to figure out how to feed your children. And him and Robin, like there's one part of the book where Christina said that Peyton came to Cody because he believes in fairness or whatever. And he came to Cody, Christina asked if he can go get some takeout. And Christina said, "Oh, we don't get takeout like that because we can't afford it, blah, 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 blah. Money kind of tight because we don't have it like that." And Peyton said, "Well, Dad takes Robin and her kids to KFC all the time. They go out all the time. Why can't we ever go out?" "Oh, that's just what they do." And this is years ago. This is years before she left. And all I'm saying is you've given him the benefit of the doubt till it's almost absurd that you've given him the benefit of the doubt so much. Stop giving him the benefit of the damn doubt. Stop sugarcoating what you have to say. If you have something to say more than what you said in your book, the book was your opportunity to say what you had to say about Cody, your stories that you wanted to tell, the things that you wanted to share. If you didn't want to share that stuff, don't come back later and try to share that shit later. Like, "Oh, he did this too. Let me tell you about all the nasty stuff. Remember when I said he was cool? He wasn't." Do it now. Because I'm telling you, if things go the way he wants it to go, if things go the way he wants it to go, he's going to be in a position where he's gonna clap the shit out y'all. I'm telling you right now. He is not going to show you mercy. He's not showing you the same mercy that you're showing him. Who's this? Cynthia K figured all men get massages first. God, like, you know. Yeah, I get my massage. Gotta get warmed up. I tell you what, if you require a massage before, because that was part of Christine's book for the people who didn't know. They were saying that Christine was saying that Cody required a full body massage before he would be intimate with Christine. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you a man and you like, look, baby, before we go do this thing, you're gonna have to work all the kinks up out me, because what I plan to do to you, there will be muscles pulled, people will be sore tomorrow. Okay, you gonna have to, like, when I'm gonna put on you, you gonna have to call up out of work, okay, for the rest of the week, because I'm fitting to do some shit to you that, yo. On by day 4, you will be sitting in church apologizing, because we're gonna be doing some freaky stuff. It's gonna be insane. That's why I need a full body massage. Yes. Because I would need you to work out them parts. Well, you know, I'm not 20 no more, so I don't heal as fast. I ain't as limber as I used to be. But I don't be dropping splits on you, and I got to make sure I don't pull a groin muscle. Like, you got to make sure that, like, you got to go crazy. But you can't be like, yeah, I need a full body massage, and a massage, you know, for one, the massage can't be longer than the activity that follows it, right? 2, you can't get an hour and a half massage and only be there for like a minute and a half. I'm just saying, like, you can't be a minute man, get out full body massage. Shit, you can't even get a handshake if you do if you rock it out for 60 seconds. You know what I mean? Especially if you pull an old Nick Cage where you gone in 60 seconds, because 90 seconds or whatever, I think it's going in 60 seconds. Your ass sit over there and sleep. Girl, I'm finna tell your ass. You better be in there ready to work, son. You're like, well, you in there fucking getting ready like a heavyweight boxer for a heavyweight bout, a title fight. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, like, the boxers, the only people you see in public get, people chopping them down, massaging them, getting them ready. They're about to go in there and go to work, I'm sure the football players get massages and stuff too. But they're out there doing like a football game is what, about 4 hours? You know what I mean? With the commercials and shit. Them guys get like massages and all that stuff, get like PT and everything, and people coming in checking on them and all that. Them guys doing 4 hours worth of work. Okay. If you're a boxer, even Mike Tyson, he go in there and knock you out in 90 seconds. But that dude is hitting hard as shit. Like, you got to be in there like pile driving people. It'd be crazy. I don't know. Wow. Seven James talking about a straight man. Oh, wow. Oh, wowzy, wow. I'm just saying, you better make it worth it. If you want to demand that from your lady, baby, you got to rub my back. You want to rub me all over, girl, because I'm about to tear your ass up. I'm about to work you like a part-time job, girl. My man, you got to go in there. You got to rock 'em, sock 'em, robot that mother. Pop, pop, pop. You better just tear it up, tear the guts up. Like, there's no way in the world. There's no way in the world you can go, because it ain't going to happen twice. That is not going to be a habitual thing. Like, girl, you going to rub my shoulders. You go right upside your head. You don't get your ass. Go ahead and do your business. I got things to do. Like, oh man, nope. So I just wish I could ask for a back rub without them thinking I meant something else. Yeah, girl, you be like, yeah, give me that back rub. Be like, okay, I'll give that back rub. Girl, you ain't saying nothing but a thing. You know what I mean? You taking his clothes off. Whoa, what's going on? Girl, yeah, ladies, you know what it is. Man, be like, girl, don't give you that foot massage. You know what that is? Don't pretend you don't. You know what the foot massage lead to? Foot massage led to more people walking this planet than anything else, than shoes, okay? A foot massage will get you going. Let me rub them. You know, got my technique down, everything. I'll be tickling or nothing. Like, you kidding me? You talking about a full body massage? Brother. And especially for Mr. No Foreplay. You know what I mean? What are we doing? You can't demand a full body massage and you don't even want, you know. I'm just saying. My man, I don't go too deep into it. This is gonna be crazy. Oh, we got Betty Aldridge. What's going on, Betty? How you doing? I didn't see you last Sunday. Missed you. $20 super chat. And thanks again for your very generous super chat the other week. James, never give up your voice. We love you, and I look forward to hearing you. Oh, thank you, Betty. I appreciate that. I look forward to hearing you guys too. That's why I do my Sunday shows and Speakpipe, so you guys can get your voices heard as well. But thank you so much. This is a community. I might have been the guy to turn the lights on and set the chairs up, but you guys make the group what it is. Let me give Betty a little something. Betty Aldridge up in the house. Yeah. James Cook, Pulp Fiction. I know that was my joke back in the day. Say what one more time? What? Say what one more time? What? I dare you, I double dare you and say what one more. No, that was my shit. Oh man. Okay. Hold on a second. Well, let me go through the speak pipe and maybe I'll be able to have enough time to open this bad boy up. But let's get to the speak pipes and you will see some things. Okay. Oh, so we had some we had 4 speak pipe messages. One from Anonymous. Drag it out.
Hey James, I want to know at what point will these women talk finances? And how are they okay with Cody and Robin spending the family money and paying their bills with that money, but the other 3 ladies had to get jobs and pay for their own bills? Hey James, I want to know at
Had to take the loop off. Thank you, Anonymous. Excellent point. And that's one of the things that they kind of covered in Christine's book about how the finances were. And then here's the thing. Again, what they said, what Christine said, and what her story is as far as the family finances was concerned, is something that I speculated on and she confirmed it. Is that they would put all their money into the family fund, quote unquote family fund, right? Cody would then write checks for what they need. So if they came to the family and said, hey, I need to pay my mortgage, or I need to pay, get some grocery bill money, or whatever the case may be, can I get some of the family fund? Cody would write out a check and give them the money. And if it was something substantial, he would supposedly take it back to the group and they would all talk about it. But what he would do is they would go to him, ask for money. They would deprive themselves. And if they had money, see, because here's the secret to the sauce too. If they had money, like when they sold their houses, all the money that they had went to the family fund. Then the women gave Cody and Robin permission to use the family fund money to pay for Robin and Cody's house. And I say, and I want this to be very clear because Christine said this in the book several times. Robin's house, Robin's house, Robin's house. Christine, I beg to differ. As a person who's sitting on the outside, I beg to differ. And I beg to differ in the sense of reality. This is not Robin's house. Robin's house, the McMansion, is not Robin's house. That's Cody and Robin's house. That's Cody's freaking house. Okay, we can Robin all we want. That is Cody's house. Okay? His name is on it. If when the house was sold, he received money for it. He used that money to buy another house that his name appears on. That's Cody's house. The problem that you guys have is that you guys are so used to saying, limiting yourself. And again, this is part of that kindness and trusting bullshit that I talked about before that the sister wives have with each other. You're so used to trusting him and believing in him and not pushing anything on him that you're not paying attention. You're losing the whole plot to the bull stuff. This is Cody's house. He takes your money, and then he took your money. And then all of a sudden, because he took your money, you guys, when you had bills, you had things that you wanted to pay for, you had to go back and borrow your money back from him. The way he set it up. Oh, it's the family's money. He was big on talking about that family shit up until the time you guys talked about leaving. Then it's, I bought you a house. I made you a down payment on your house. That's how you were able to get your house, because I did these things. You took my money that you've been collecting for years and you gave it back to me so I could buy my house, put a down payment on the house in Arizona. Christine, that's what happened. He gave you your money back. He didn't reach into the family fund. You had been paying into that shit for 15 damn seasons. 15 seasons. 15 seasons you paid into that house, into the family fund. And you weren't taking out commiserate funds from the family account. So in other words, if I put in $100 and my bills and expenses come out to $5, and I do that for 15 years or 15 seasons, right? I should have, like on estimate, I put in $1,500, $100 a season, $1,500. I took out like, I said three. Like technically, you took out like $300 out of that 1,500, not even $30 out of that 1,500. You should have $1,470 left. So I mean, math maybe not simple, but it's simple math, easy math. You should have a significant amount of money in the family account, but he's been blowing the family account, and he's been taking money out of the family account and you putting it in his name and using it for himself. And so when you get to the point where you're like, okay, well, you know what? I want to take some of the family money and buy my stuff. I got this savings account I've been paying into this whole time, and I want to take some of that money and do something for myself. Oh, we don't have no money left. I tell you what we'll do. We'll lend you the money and you got to pay it back. What? How you going to lend me my money back? Especially how much of that money that he lent, that he took from the family fund to pay for Robin and his house, his and Robin's house, Cody's house. How much of that money did Robin and Cody have to pay back? Or you just took that money from the family and put the house in Robin's name and just let her keep it? But then when you put money in, all of a sudden you owe him half the. How do you have that conversation? The fact that you guys keep falling for that shit is ridiculous. It's like Charlie Brown and Lucy with the football. You keep falling for the same shit. You're like the damn road runner and the coyote. Don't you get tired of running in the walls or running off of cliffs? Well, how many times if I keep chasing this road runner, this dude gonna mess around and put me in the ground. I keep doing this. You keep doing the same shit. The definition of insanity, doing the same shit repeatedly, expecting a different outcome. You keep trusting him. That's what I'm saying. Like with the family fund, you trusted him with the family fund. And now you're trusting that if given the opportunity, he's going to treat you with kindness and respect because he loves and cares for you so much. Let me be very clear. I don't think, and I noticed that this is like a hot topic or discussion, but in my opinion, I don't think that Cody ever loved you people. I don't. I don't think he genuinely. I think he loved you like you might love hanging out with a friend. He loved y'all like you love your first love in high school. Okay? There's a lot of people that you might have dated, but you there's no freaking way you would marry them. It just so happens that you guys married them. Robin, You guys, as much as we sit here and talk shit about Robin coming into the family and how she destroyed the family, the truth of the matter is Robin came into the family. Robin was his wife. Robin was his wife. These other women were his girlfriends. And after he got tired of messing with his girlfriends and wanted to get serious with his relationship about his wife, he moved past you. Hurt, fucked up, yes. Truth, absolutely. He moved past you. And I don't give a shit how much he promised you that he would be there and he'd care for you and he'd take care of you and he would love you forever. That's not him. It wasn't going to happen. Because if he actually gave a shit about you, he wouldn't have treated you the way he did. You wouldn't have got married. Like even Christine in her book, oh, you know, we got married. He didn't give a shit what I was wearing. He had a 1,000-yard stare. He told you on several occasions that he didn't want to marry you. And the only reason she revealed that in the book too, something that I always had said, the only reason why he married her was because she was AUB royalty. That's why he married her. We could sit here, oh, she gave him the most kids. Because that's what he was supposed to do. When he said, the most honest thing Cody Brown ever said on TLC was when he got up and said, you know, I could play the role. I could act like I will play the role. Because that's what he did before. He was playing a role. He was doing the things that he should have been doing, was prescribed for him to do. He was such a good dad because that's what the people at the church expected him to do. He was merely meeting their expectations. That's why it was so important. But once he left the church, you ever notice, Christine, put the shit together. You ever notice that when you guys left the church and the influence of the church and the church didn't have as much sway or wasn't as important to your life, livelihood, and lifestyle, that all of a sudden Mr. Brown changed. He became different. I don't know what it is. I think that maybe he became more possessed and he wasn't ready for the church and stuff. Maybe he just became different, right? And then you wish you could call in the guy.
I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
And you hoping that he turn around and all of a sudden, you know, he's going to become a different person. And once he gets rid of Robin and Robin's going, no. It's the money, the opportunity, and the fact that once he got free, once Sister Wives hit his pockets and gave him the financial freedom to no longer be beholden to the church, he got to be the person that he always was. And that's why I'm saying, I don't know why y'all sitting around waiting. You need to cash up. Yeah, and that's another weird thing. Let's talk about that for a second. You guys have zero problems because I could go on a tangent and I guess I'm going on tangents in this very live. You guys have zero problems with using people doing these MLMs. You have zero problems with that. You guys go on your trips and talk about what a great opportunity is and how awesome it is, recognizing the fact that 99.9% of the people who invest in these MLMs will all fail. Only like maybe 0.01% of the people who actually participate in these MLMs actually have any hope of making any type of money. And that's barely making money. And it's like the chances you become diamond level or you could pay for your livelihood and stuff is almost minuscule to non-existent. And you guys have no problems with talk about pushing these things and these products. You know, I'm worthy up and all that. You have no problem pushing that off on your fan base. You have no problem taking advantage of people who look up to you as fans. Zero problems. But now all of a sudden, when it comes to Cody and Robin, the people who actually do you harm, now you worried about, I don't want to do any harm to anyone. I don't want to say anything. That's where I'm kind of like, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm just saying, like this dude, man. Was this when OG3 left? Robin and Cody had 3 extra incomes. They had to turn into assets fast. At first, TLC blurred the painting. They got permission to show them. Yeah. Because I mean, the whole thing is that once the money was in their accounts, the reason why the Las Vegas move happened. I've said this a million times. Like the reason why the Las Vegas move happened, it wasn't just Dayton. It wasn't just dating. The Las Vegas move happened because they needed your houses. The houses were in your names, people. Doji 3. The only person who was vulnerable at that point was perhaps Mary. The only one who was vulnerable. The only one who was vulnerable was Mary. And that's maybe Mary. Christine owned her house because Cody couldn't put his name on her loan. Janelle couldn't put his name on her loan. They owned those houses outright. The same problem that he had when they got to Arizona is the same problem that he had in Las Vegas, which is so weird that he fell for the bullshit. He was so confident in his own stuff because you guys kept falling for it. That's why, and that's part of the reason why, too, I think he felt comfortable taking his name off of Christine's house so that he could put it on his and Robin's house. Because he was already screwing you guys over. I'm just saying, like, he was like the whole thing. He was setting them up. He was taking the money from the whole time. That's why I don't understand. Like, I get if you guys had a cool relationship, everybody was being mature, then I understand you're not necessarily dragging a person you got to co-parent with. This dude don't even want to co-parent with you. He don't give a shit about your kids. He don't give like Christine tells the story about how Cody, like he went to when baby Truly got sick. Aspen had called her mom, Christine, while they were in San Diego. Mom, Truly don't look good. Dad won't come over to check her out. I've been calling Dad to come check her out. Christine called, could you go over and check on Truly in the cul-de-sac? So your neighbors, all you gotta do is walk his ass across a little driveway or whatever. Oh, I can't because I'm in the house doing something for Robin. Turns out he was doing her laundry or whatever. But let's be honest, that laundry wasn't an all-day thing unless y'all just don't do fucking laundry. Unless you never did laundry and Robin waited till she left the damn state and he was like, dang, I ain't got no clothes up. I don't have a clean pair of drawers. What the hell? I got one sock. You know what I mean? Tiger striped ass drawers. You don't go there white good. But sorry for the vulgarity. And he's sitting there doing that shit. And meanwhile, his child is dying. That's the story that Christine told. And now all of a sudden, oh, I don't want to upset the apple cart. I don't want to cut the kids. I don't want to tell bad stories about them. Are you insane? The fact y'all stayed as long as you did. Wow. Unlimited lipstick, $2.79. Switch it. James, anytime you do your impression of Cody. Yeah, right. I don't know what you would call it. Them you have spirit animals, I guess. But like if you had a doofus ass spirit animal, Cody be my doofus spirit animal. Let me give you a little something, unlimited lipstick. Jonut. Get a little something. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like that whole thing just trips me out a little bit. That whole thing trips me out. Let's see, Betty Aldridge. Pissed me off if Truly died, then leaving what led to it. Hell, hello. Don't pretend you're awesome in motherhood when you clearly danger wasn't enough. Yeah, when your child is in danger, like that's usually like I get the whole thing about like I understand like the reasons why, but like you guys follow them, like you pack bags and follow this joker. Like, and I know Truly had gotten older, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Like that kind of stuff, that would bother me. The fact that I can't, like I said, one of the important things to me, and again, everybody has their own moral code. But when I was looking for somebody like a partner to spend my life with, and potentially make children with, one of the most important things to me was to find a partner who would treat my children with the same love, care, and respect that I potentially was going to treat my children with. I wanted to make sure I had a good parent, somebody who's going to be a good parent. And it baffles me how you can continue to partner with somebody and then throw the, I wanted to be a good mom. I wanted to be the best mom. And you keep throwing like, oh, parenting is so important to me. But you're partnering with a person that you can't leave your children with. That's insane to me. I'm going to keep dating somebody and stay committed to somebody whom I can't trust to not only take care of my kids, but they won't take care of their children. Christine wasn't some side John that, that's the old colloquial for the side chick. She wasn't some side John, some side piece that you had just picked up by the dumpster at the dive bar you go to every other Tuesday night. And she just there by the dumpster. And you're like, hey girl, what you doing? I'm just babysitting my 5 children. You want to go have a good time in your car? Cost you $3, right? That's not what the relationship was. This was the mother of your children. That was your child in that house. The same way she asked them when they were in Lehigh. Oh, could you go down and check on the kids? No, I ain't got no time for that. I can't go check on them kids. That's your responsibility. Go ask your sister wives to do it. Then you get to Las Vegas, before Las Vegas, when you're in Lehigh, still in Lehigh, and Robin's living around the corner in the rental. He's talking about he gotta go tuck her damn kids in. He won't tuck his kids in. And you still, I don't know, man. That's what you gotta be. Enough is a damn enough. You know what I mean? I couldn't be with somebody. If I can't trust you, I could love you. I love my wife. I love her to death. But if I felt like I couldn't trust her with my children, like my children would not be safe with her, then I couldn't be with her. How do you do that shit? And I'm legitimately asking, like, how do you do that? Like all the cultural programming and shit aside, like it's just hardwired. It's a thing that's hardwired in me. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And in every turn and every case, you guys are still putting Cody's first. You're putting Cody first. You're not considering your children. You know what I mean? Here's a hard fucking fact. If you aren't considering your children, it's hard for me to sit here and say, good parent. Hard fact. You got to consider your kids. You got to put your kids first. It should be about your children. If you sit there, if you're so busy chasing, I'm about to get super vulgar, but if you're so busy chasing dudes around, or if you're a man and you so wrapped up in chasing a woman around that you can't take care of your babies, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Because that's crazy as hell. That's crazy as hell. Like if I was so worried about a woman that my kids are home. There's people every year you hear about that shit. There's a mom or a couple or somebody. They'll have like a baby. There was just recently a woman had a 18-month-old child, a baby, and she went away for 2 weeks and left that baby in the house by themselves for 2 weeks. She went away. Let me see. I want to get my facts straight because I think I might be missing something. Yeah, there's one where a mother left her. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, the child unfortunately passed away. John unfortunately passed away. 32-year-old Cleveland mother pled guilty to unaliving her 16-month-old daughter by leaving her alone in a pack and play while she went on vacation for 10 damn days. Crazy as shit. First up, crazy as shit. Somebody need, back in the day, you say somebody need their ass whipped. Like that, somebody need a good ass whooping, solid ass whooping for that. But push him down and shove though. Let's call it what it is. Nobody's going to look at her and say, well, you know, it's just the way she was raised in the environment she grew up in. Like, yeah, she had an opportunity to go away for 10 days and, you know, things happen. Nobody's doing that shit. So I'm not going to do that for them either. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for a 32-year-old woman who left a child alone for 16 damn days, 10 days. 16-month-old child left alone for 10 days because she wanted to go on vacation and have some fun, probably chase some dudes around. I'm not going to sit up here and make excuses for that shit. I'm not going to sit up here and make excuses for a dude who's going to sit across the damn street and watch his child die because he's too busy chasing after some kitty cat. And as Robin, as a person in Robin's shoes, if I was sitting there with a woman and she had a 16-month-old child and I said, baby, you know what? First of all, if I invite you on vacation, my expectation would be that you're going to get a babysitter, that you're going to leave the child with your mother or something. Like you're going to find some place that, you know, reasonably could take care of the child and the baby. I wouldn't expect to be standing in the airport, be like, oh, okay, so what time? So you missing the baby already? You looking forward to getting back to the child? And she look at me and say, yeah, I put him in the playpen, gave him a bowl of cereal and a jar of peanut butter, and we'll be back in time. What? Are you insane? No, I ain't going nowhere with you. You lunatic. I don't give a shit how good she is in the bedroom. I don't care if she make me give her 2-hour massages before she go in there and do the freaky fun fest, flipping off of couches, jumping off a damn do a backflip off the damn dresser before she spin around on a fan 3 times and then jump on top of my ass. There's no way we're going anywhere. This trip is canceled. It is over. See you later. Bye-bye. Because you're going to jail, and I'm not going to jail with you. And on my way out, guess what, lady? I'm calling CPS. You're going to have the police going to be waiting for your ass at home. Trust and believe me when I say that shit. And that's not even my child. That would be my child. There's no way in the world I'm saying, you sitting in the same damn house with your babies. They could be down there burning the damn place up. You don't know because you don't give a shit. He was such a good father. How? Because he went to a couple games. He showed up. He was a good dad because he kept coming home because he had nowhere else to go. That's why he kept coming home, lady. It wasn't because he was a good father and a good provider. He had nowhere else to go. Because you could tell, and I say that with extreme confidence because when he got another place to go, he went there. When he had another woman, he had another outlet, he went there. You were too much trouble for him to deal with because you asked him like, hey, Cody, how about you kick in a little money? How about you show up and you let me know that you coming over because I can't change my whole schedule around. Christine also said something in the book. I'm sorry. I'm going off a little bit. But Christine also said in the book something that bothered me too. She said in the book that when Cody came over, he expected to have whole foods. He's basically a basic eater. He likes steak, he likes potatoes, and he likes some kind of vegetable like spinach. Your kids are fucking starving. Your kids are starving. They have all kinds of food insecurities. And this dude, when he shows up, all of a sudden you rolling out steak dinners? You can't even feed your kids food that doesn't have mold on it. I guess you guys didn't have insurance because the kids ain't never catch a cold because they eating penicillin all the damn time. They eating moldy ass bread. Penicillin. They fine. They could drink out the water hose for days. They okay. That's why nobody got sick swimming in that damn Cody Pass shit. Because they used to eating that moldy ass bread. That's why Robin's kids ain't get in it. Because her kids eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. They wouldn't make it to the damn car. I'm just saying. Man, y'all, sometimes, man, it just get me worked up. Like, you be breaking it down. Like, how you gonna come over to the house? How I'm gonna show up to the house? And be like, babe, I need a steak. And you sitting there trying to heat up bread for your kids. Your kids eating bread sandwiches. Okay, bread sandwiches. You know, jam sandwich. You take 2 pieces of bread, jam them together. Your kids eating that shit, and I mean steak. You know, I'm not even like no bullshit ass. Or get skirt steak, no, or a sirloin. I'm in sitting there eating a porterhouse. You know what I'm saying? Wiping my mouth. Them kids look at me, mouths running with water and shit. They dribbling all over the place, drooling all over the place because they starving to death. I'm sitting there getting fat. Like I said, that's a special kind of person. And for you to make this shit, it's not like he came in with the food or he came in with a pack of steaks, throw them on the grill, whole. And you know, like, look, let's be real about this shit. You know, because she said she had to make them something different. So he came in. You have steaks in your refrigerator, and I don't know about y'all. I cooks, okay? I cook, and I know that if I make like I prefer steaks off the grill. I would burn. I'm a steak burner, right? Charcoal, baby. Old fashioned barbecue. A lot of work, but it's flavor, right? If I cook a steak in the house, this whole damn house be smelling like steak for at least a day and a half. Okay, maybe not a day and a half, but I'm saying, like, there's no way in the world I'm gonna sit there. I couldn't cook a steak in the house. You putting that, like, you smash that bad boy with that butter, that garlic butter. You know what I mean? A little rosemary on it, giving that butter bath. That shit. You know what I mean? After you done season that thing to perfection, you got your mashed potatoes or baked potato or something on the side. Or if you're trying to be healthy, you got yourself a little sweet potatoes, bacon. You know what I mean? And then you got your little side. Whole house just waffling with flavor. Whole house just, you could bite the air because you hungry as shit, right? And you a little child and you sitting there eating a damn saltine cracker. You're not even eating saltines because that's name brand. You eating the Zestas or whatever the shit them shits is, like the no frill brand is called. You eating them Jones. They ain't got salt on them. They just dry ass crackers. And this dude sit there eating a steak. You know what I mean? Just dribbling down and shit. Got little onions and stuff. Man, you wonder why your kids ain't talking to you. I can still smell that steak, motherfucker. Like, there ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way in the world. Boy, I be sitting there mad as hell. I mean, that'd be a badass kid. You talking about bad. I be acting all the way out. You nuts, boy. Because I'm telling you, because I can make a steak be like, whole house be like, you make something. Yeah, how about this? Go on a diet and then make bacon in the house. Put some bacon on and go out and come back. Your stomach, your front touching your back. And you smell that damn bacon. You be like, you cook bacon at 6 o'clock in the morning. You'll still be smelling that. You come in, you hungry as hell. You be smelling, that's delicious. What is that? I don't know. Let me get to these crackers. This moldy ass bread. Be bananas. It would be nuts. Oh, wow. That joint, boy. You would be, it'd be fire. It'd be fire up in there. There's no way in the world. And then this dude, like, he's so selfish. He doesn't even say, like, okay, you know what? Go and get the kids something nice. You know, we're going to treat them with a pizza or something. Because I'm not going to be, you're only going over like once or twice a week. And while you're there, you just smashing these kids out. It's not even like you saying, oh, I'm gonna get something decent. It was that what is this? Cody probably put himself on a special diet, picky eater. That's funny. That's why I clicked on it. Cody told, like, Christine said that Cody was a picky eater. He was very selective. He only liked to eat whole foods. You know who else like to do that? Mary. Mary said that, you know, while the other family members was sitting there starving because they would break the money down even, you know, and all the other women had 6 kids to take care of, 5, 6 kids to take care of. Mary only had the one. So if everybody gets the same amount of money, the Christine and Janelle had to make their money stretch. Whereas Mary, she said that she like whole food. So she'd go to like Whole Foods. She go get like chicken breasts and lean meats and things like that. That's what Christine said. like Cody was getting like lean meat, so he's eating chicken, salmon, and steak, right? Not cheap shit. Just do that. Go give me a bag of wings. Go give me some thighs. No, he wants some chicken breast, boneless, skinless chicken breast. I'm just saying. This is YouTube is my time machine. $5 super chat. James, will you be reviewing Special Forces? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. You know I'm gonna have to. And I know, and I'm falling into the trap that I warned everybody else about. That this will actually propel Cody's or give Cody an opportunity to get himself, out of the doghouse financially and maybe expand his horizons a little bit. But it's not like my watching it is not going to hurt nor hinder his ability to move on. Me not watching it is not going to they're not going to be like, oh, James ain't watching it. Cody ain't going to do nothing then. We ain't doing shit with Cody. They don't give a shit what I think. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give my opinion. I'm gonna throw my 2 on there. Hopefully you guys tune in when I watch it. But thank you so much. Let me get a little something. YouTube is my time machine. All right. But yeah, that whole thing trips me out. What's this? Did you see Gia and Teresa interview about Cody bag of meds? He brought for special forces. I mean, Cody's over 50. So I wouldn't be surprised he doesn't have a bag of medicine, especially if he's just sitting around eating steak like Christine was talking about. Like his blood pressure is probably high as shit. Because you can't outrun a bad diet. Or how he had diet restrictions. Yeah, because it's funny. Like I said, that's what Christine said. She said Cody got diet restrictions because he eating to his blood type. They were doing that hocus pocus stuff because he digests certain foods better and all that. Apparently, he only digests steak better than he digests, breads and things of that nature. Anything that's affordable, he can't eat. So his body don't digest it because of his blood type. Okay. Oh, local artists would say Cody is such a loser. Those women enabled him, and that's part of the big problem. Is that a lot of, like I said before, like I've said this from the beginning too. As much as I think that Robin had bad behavior and she misbehaved throughout most of these relationships and things, at the end of the day, Robin could only do as much as Cody allowed her to do. If Cody ever developed a backbone, a spine, or a conscience, and when Robin came to him with the bullshit, if he could have easily looked at her and said, "No, that ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work for the rest of my family. We're not doing that," and that would have been that. You understand what I mean? But that's not what he did. He went along with it. You could say he got whipped by the putty cat. The Thundercat done got him and stuff, but he got mauled by the Thundercat. Robin don't have that little cat be like meow meow. She got that old grizzled ass cat. That's the Thundercat. You know what I mean? But either way, Cody like it. So he got a Thundercat. She got a saber tooth in there. Got Tanya Carter. Let me see. Do Tanya Carter.
Hey James, watching the show right now, and I just haven't had time to call in, but I want to point on something that Carmel Cutie brought up about Christine not leaving Vegas whenever Cody decided to put preference always to Robin's kids and move the whole family to Arizona because Dayton was going to school. In the book, she said that Janelle came to her and said, Christine, if you want to stay in Vegas, I'll stay with you and we can stay here with our kids. Because Janelle knew they owned those houses. There wasn't a goddamn thing Cody could have done if they decided to stay. And Christine says in the book, she told Janelle, no, let's go. Let's see if we can make this work. Girl, if nothing was working from Lehigh, you were supposedly so depressed in Vegas that you were drinking and on pills and stuff and couldn't even be, around your kids or whatever without having a drink. Like, and I'm not judging anybody, but if shit was that bad, why would you not jump on the opportunity? If Janelle's going to stay on the cul-de-sac with you and you guys have your houses and can raise your kids and be happy, do that. I'm gonna cut off because my second point is gonna be this.
All right. So she cut off. Excellent first point. And Caramel, shout out to Caramel Cuties. But yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I've been saying that shit. The one thing that Cody has always tried to do, and Janelle actually came out, or Christine came out and said something that I wasn't 100% sure of, and that was new information to me in the book. That Janelle came to Christine and was like, "Why are we leaving? Why are we moving? Let's stay in Vegas." She kind of said that. She actually said that on screen during the Cody's presentation. Where we go one, we go all, because we are one family. Where we go one, we go all. Well, how about this? And I'm going to lead. I'm a lead, and you guys going to follow because I'm a leader and all that shit. If they would have said, "Look here, Cody. Look here, Curly Q Cowboy. We're not going nowhere. We're not going anywhere. So anything you guys need to do, if you got to start, see, and that's the thing too. If you have to start selling some of your shit that you've been buying with the family fund, because every time I turn around, your ass pop up with a new damn Rolex or Movado or Aquamarine or whatever the fuck it is. You keep showing up with stuff. Every time I turn around, you got something new. And every time I see Robin, her ass come rolling through and she got a bag in her hand. But then you're going to come back and talk about you can't afford to pay for the houses, so we all have to move. Then you can't live with the consequences of your actions. That's what that is. The same way, one of the funniest things to me is that Mary Christine, I'm running the whole list. That's how you know you're getting older. When you have kids and you be like, calling their name and shit. You call everybody but them. John, come. You know who you are. Get your ass over here. You see I'm looking at you. But Christine said that when Truly got sick, she was working and she was doing stuff and she was putting money to pay that off so she could pay off Truly's hospital bill, because her hospital bill came out to like $200,000. And what's crazy to me is, one, if I'm Christine, I'm paying for this shit by myself. And I'm about to cuss again. I'm trying not to cuss. This whole shit got me jacked up. I'm cussing. There you go again. Can't stop. Once you pop it, can't stop. It's like a potato chip. Can't eat one. Right? But I'm sitting up here. You almost killed my child, and then I'm going to pay the bill. That's insult to injury. Every time I wrote a check, every time I thought about that shit, I would be mad. I would be cussing mad. And then I got to write a check as insult to injury, as a reminder every month I'm going to work or I'm doing something to try to pay down this debt, because Cody didn't give her money from he didn't give her money from the family fund to pay the damn shit. How about that? I'm making hundreds of thousands of dollars and I got hundreds of $1,000s in debt and I can't use none of the money that I make to pay this off. And why is it only in my name? That don't make no damn sense. But okay. She do all that to try to make sure that she can be financially responsible. I know we sit here and talk all that shit about like, oh, well, Robin did this and Robin, she had $30,000 worth of debt and she came into the family, but it's not her fault because she was that blah, 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 blah. She had $30,000 worth of debt that she didn't plan on paying the fuck off. How about that? Let's be honest. And I'm part of my friends. We just at that point now. She had $30,000 worth of debt. Victoria's Secret's web. I don't care if it was the damn Salvation Army. She had $30,000 worth of debt and she was making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So you are not getting that excuse in any bankruptcy court. If they file for bankruptcy, the only reason why Robin didn't file for bankruptcy is because she couldn't. She couldn't file for bankruptcy. You can't make 6 figures a year and then turn around and say you can't pay back $30,000 because you got a shopping addiction. The courts don't give a shit. You have the way, you have the means to pay the debt. You can pay it. You just don't want to. There's a difference. You don't have bankruptcy protections just because you say time out. It's not, it doesn't work that way. You can't just say, I can't pay this. It's not comfortable for me. I'm gonna have to turn my car in. That's not how the bankruptcy court works. You might have to give up some shit in order for you, because you have to get approval from a judge who's basically looking at it like, okay, can't get blood from a stone. There's nothing you can do. She don't have it. She can't pay it. All right, we're going to just go ahead and forgive it. That's how they used to do it. Then some changes happened in the legislation, make bankruptcy so much harder. But at the same time, she couldn't declare bankruptcy because she was making too much money. I don't give a shit that you had an agreement that it would go into the family fund or not. You got a paycheck. It went to your social security number. And you can't say that I can't pay it, and then looking at your pay stubs, and you clearly have enough money to pay it. But you chose not to. And in the same way you're walking around looking like a fashionista, jewelry, clothes, designer clothes, sitting in new cars. That was another thing. They said that car that, I think we talked about it last week, that car that Cody had in season 3, where they got to Vegas and all of a sudden he pull up in a new convertible. Cody bought that car out of the family fund. The Murano, the convertible Murano, the Nissan Murano. He bought that car. So you're buying cars instead of paying off your debt? What are we doing? Oh, I gotta look fancy. That's why you owe hundreds of thousands of dollars. Then when he ran little Dayton through the damn barbed wire fence, faced first to a barbed wire fence, then he got to use the money to pay that off. And you know what I mean? And they had to put liens against the house. So now if they want to pay for the house, they have to pay off the lien. Then they have to go back or roll it into another additional mortgage, which is why they had so we're set some background. In my opinion, and I'm sure this will come out later too, that they didn't have conventional mortgages, meaning they weren't paying the same amount each month for the term of 15 to 30 years. What they had was 15 years, forget about it, because their down payment was bullshit. There's no way they gave them a 15-year mortgage. Because their payments would have been so high, it would have been crazy. But they had, in my opinion, I think they had adjustable rate mortgages. They were running to the end of that term for the adjustable rate mortgage, which is usually anywhere from 3 to 5 years. Then after the term of that loan, they would have to get a new loan to pay that house off, to pay the house off. So you either pay the house off, get a new loan to pay the house off, or you sell the house and try to reap whatever profit you can get from the home, right? And because she had that loan on the house, she had that debt, I don't think she could afford to refinance the house. Plus, she wasn't saving shit. And then everybody else would have came back to the family fund and said, okay, well, I need down payment so that I can get a conventional mortgage on my home. This is Christine, Mary, and Janelle. And because they had those claims, they came up with the brilliant idea that they were going to move to Vegas and they were going to sell the homes. And in that way, two birds get killed with one stone. One, you're able to keep the family together. By having the women sell the homes, you reap that money. Two, you don't have to worry about or contend with trying to talk about where the money went from the family fund. When the family comes back and says, I want a deposit or a down payment so that I can get my conventional mortgage. Simple as that. That, in my opinion, that's what happened. But let's check out Tanya Carter. I don't know which one is which. We'll go to this one.
My second point is this. Had Janelle and Christine stayed on the cul-de-sac and stayed in their houses that they owned solely, Cody wouldn't have been able to do anything. Cody was getting kicked out, Cody and Robin were getting kicked out of Robin's house because they owed on that house. It was ballooned and they were about to lose it. So she had to leave the cul-de-sac. Christine and Janelle, they were fine. They were paying their mortgage. They didn't have any issues. Yeah, would they have probably had to refinance it and do a traditional mortgage because I think they were in something weird? They could have handled it. They had LuLaRoe. They had Plexus. They were already making money outside of the show. And if the show needed to film there and film somewhere else, or if the show ended, they would have been fine. It's Robin and Cody's asses who didn't have a job that needed the show and were losing their Robin's house. And I'm sorry, Mary would have been screwed too because Cody was on her house. But even if they sold her house, she would get half of the profits from that. And she could have got something smaller in Las Vegas and still stayed there with her friends. Cody and Robert are the only ones in that situation that would have been screwed. But somehow they were able to screw everybody else. And I'm sorry, this book is not making Christine look good. It's not.
All right, that's Tanya Carter coming in with facts. Here's the thing. Well, let me. Here's the thing too, is that when push comes down to shove, one, Mary was in a complex situation because again, everybody is so damn generous. You're so generous. The way I was raised, we gonna stay in it together because we all family. So I kept Cody's name on my house, even though he divorced my ass. You could have got that house in your name. You could. Cody refused to give you that. Let's call it what it is. Cody told Mary to kick rocks. If she thought he told her he was going to divorce her, and then he told her if the question of him ever putting that house, taking the house out of his name and putting it in her name, so she would have assets, especially when they sitting around talking about, oh, I gotta have assets for what do they call it, estate. I gotta take care of my estate. Robin's talking about estates. Everybody talking about estates. And Mary's sitting up here with a child and a nice house, and he takes your estate. Here's the dummy do. Are you ready for the dummy do? The dummy do is you trusted this mother fricker for so long, this Mickey Ficky. You trusted his ass for so long. You kept his name on your house. If something were to happen to Cody, it would require Robin to sign Cody's portion of Mary's house over to Mary. Let me say that one more again. You say that one more again? I'm going to say that one more again. If something were to happen when they were in Vegas, if something were to happen to Cody, because Mary divorced him, Cody's assets would be passed to his wife, who is Robin. And Mary would have to go back and ask Robin to sign Cody's portion of the house over to her so she could keep her house. Because if she sold her house, if she wanted to move from Vegas because it's too painful, Cody went out back and he was trying to cut down trees and a tree that fell on top of his ass. It was crazy as hell. Oh, Cody! Can't live there no more. I can't look at that tree every day. I look at that tree. I think of Cody falling. He just screamed. He said, Mary, help! Right? She would have to go to Robin and ask Robin to sign the house back over to her and give her that mercy and that pity. And Robin, she's looking out for herself. Nope. That's Cody. No, Cody will want my children to have that. I mean, you only have the one child. I will give you a little bit of money, Mary. I'll give you $20,000 for Leon, so that Leon will have something from her father. But that house is, look, I have 5 kids, Mary. It's not fair. And that's the situation she put herself in. But you guys kept trusting him. So he had his name on Mary's house. Now, the crazy part is, if Mary would have had a conventional loan, Cody couldn't force the sale of the house. The problem Mary has, though, and in that situation, the problem, where we go one, we go all. Christine and Janelle didn't get along with Mary anyway. I don't know why you broke down. You didn't do it for Mary. You did it for Cody because you're chasing the vitamin D. You making D decisions. And those are always bad choices. Okay? You making D decisions. So Mary perhaps would have had to sell her house, because the only way she could refinance the house is, first of all, because Cody's name is on Robin's house and Robin is in such bad debt. Cody and I'm calling it Robin's house. Why am I calling it Robin's house? Cody and Robin are they're married and they're in such poor financial condition at that time that they couldn't purchase the home, right? Because of liens and everything else. They would have to get Cody's name off of Mary's house, Mary and Cody's house, get his name off so that Mary could take the loan out herself. And she probably could have done it. She probably had the finance. If she could afford to buy Lizzie's Inn, she could have used Lizzie's Inn, the capital or anything equity that she had in Lizzie's Inn. She potentially could have rolled that into a mortgage to be able to use that house as collateral to purchase as a down payment to purchase her house in Vegas. She might actually financially, Mary might have been in a better or superior position than to Robin, or not Robin, certainly Robin and Cody, but Christine and Janelle. And I think that they could have afforded to stay in Vegas, as Christine said, with Vegas, Janelle asking Christine to stay. But Christine wanted to go to follow behind the dude. Let's chase the dude. Let's chase the dude. He gonna change his mind. Let's chase the dude. So she chased this dude, fuck her kids and what her kids want and what things her kids need, because trying to keep the family together was the most important thing. It is what it is. But that, like I said, that's just where it is. I mean, and I agree with somebody said, I think Tanya said it, that this book doesn't make her look the best, put her in the best light, and I agree with that. Like, I agree with that. When you read it, like the thing she said about Cody, it just confirms the fact that Cody was an asshole. Like, period. Pardon my French. I know I'm cussing a lot during this live, but it just confirmed that fact, right? But it also, because he was such a jerk and because he was the way he was, it shows that she considered him way before she considered her children. And this is all of them. They all spent their time chasing after him. Now, I understand, before anybody writes it in the comments, I agree and I understand that that's the way they were raised. That's the way they were brought up. That's the culture that they were accustomed to. That's how they kind of saw the world. Their worldview worked around that way. But that doesn't make that shit right. Just because you could be raised to be a bigot or anything else, that doesn't mean that it's okay that you are one. It's not okay. But this is how I was raised. I don't trust people who I don't trust little people. If you under 4 foot, if you're under 5 feet tall, I don't trust you. I think you got a pot of gold somewhere and you're hiding it. Like, that is not a thing. Okay, that is not a thing. It's not okay that you feel that way. I don't give a shit how, I grew up in a family. We had a circus that next door to us. And I didn't like none of them little people. Like, I don't give a shit. Right. It's not okay. So, and then they trusted Cody, which is fine. Like, I trust my wife, and if you married out, hopefully you have a partner that you can trust. But when that partner demonstrates repeatedly that they don't give a shit about you, they don't care about your kids, they don't care about nothing going on, and they're only looking out for themselves, and they demonstrate that repeatedly to the point where you almost lose a child. They tell you another child, you go to get surgery by yourself because I want to hurt you and your mama, because I don't like neither one of you, because you're not doing what I'm telling you to do. So you got to sit here with pain. Dayton had scars on his face. They went damn near bankrupt. And that's also one of the bills that they added on to the family, that the family had to help take care of, getting Dayton a plastic surgery so he looked okay. Your daughter is sitting there in pain every day, and he said he didn't give a shit, but you kept showing up for him. So what are we doing? Next, I'm going to go with Tanya Carter. Last one from Tanya.
James, I'm watching the episode where they go to the investors with My Sister Wife's Closet because they want $2.5 million, which is insanity. We all know that Robin and Cody were just going to run off with that money and not pay anybody back. But the investors, stupidly, or I don't know what they were thinking, were like, okay, we'll give you guys 250 upward of 500 to get you guys started with a 5% ownership. And if you guys, obviously if they can't get the business off the ground, then they take the business from them or they have to pay them back. Well, we know now that they didn't take the business from them because it's still up and stealing money from people and not running. But my thing is, like, did they would have had to pay them back that 250,000 or that 500,000. So what do you think happened there? Like, do you think Like, you can't just take that money and nothing happens. So I'm wondering if this was a lot of like the swindling and the stealing of assets. Do you think Cody and Robin actually paid that money back, or do you think that that is a still debt that is still a debt owed? What do you think happened there?
All right. So, great question. Here's what I think happened. I think that whole thing was orchestrated by TLC, because the group that he was asking for the $2.5 million, I think that legitly that was twofold. One, the for lack of a better term, the only description that really is cogent. The black guy, bald black guy, and the blonde haired woman are all part of the MLM that Mary and I think it was that one that it might have been the one that he was associated with too. Uh that Nutrigen or whatever the hell it was. Uh MLM, they were all in that. And I think that they were actually downline to Cody and Mary. So they were part of the MLM. The company that they were working for, I looked them up way back when. And a company that they worked for, they didn't have $2 million in assets. It was a capital corporation. They didn't have $2.5 million to give them. Right. So that was straight storyline. So they never got money from that group. They never received any money from that group. So they didn't have any debt due and owing. Now, what the capital group, what the guy said was accurate. If somebody invests in you, like them venture capitalists, they're not your friends. They're not there to make your company better. And, we believe in your company. We believe in America. We believe in the workers. No, they're there to make money. That's the whole reason why they're doing it. They're capital ventures. That's what they do. They trying to get capital, money. They trying to get that bottom line, that profit. That's all they're interested in. And which means that if you have a successful product or a business plan, you have, like, say you have a business plan, you're successful, you're making a bunch of money, you have stores and you have facility, the whole nine, you have trucks and vans and everything else, you have personnel. They may look at that and say, you know what? If we break this business up, we could sell the name, we'll get X amount of dollars. Then we'll sell the procedures to several other people. We'll lease that to several other people as intellectual property. We'll license that out. Then we'll take and sell the vehicles, fire everybody. Of course, we're going to fire everybody because that's how most companies, the biggest liability most companies have is employees. So we're going to fire the shit out of everybody. And then we're just going to basically break this bad boy up and just sell it all for parts. There's companies, I could list companies that were victims of venture capitalists. I call them victims, but who are subject to venture capitalist situations. It was a couple big ones that were bought off. They sold off the stuff, and then they basically stripped them out. Everybody got fired. They stripped them out, and they break everything up. So yeah, if Sister Wives jewelry was worth anything, they would look at it and they say, how the thing that they would have in the back of their mind is not just, can we make money with this, but can we make money with this? If they're no longer involved, will we be able to sustain the business? The answer is no, because Robin is the business. That was Robin's business. So Robin was the one who was creating the jewelry. If we bought it, is the name worth anything? So basically, if Robin were to leave, they fired Robin out, or they bought Robin out, or they took the business, and we're Sister Wives jewelry business now. Could they sell jewelry based on a name? No, because they didn't have a name or a product. They didn't have a market share, and they certainly didn't have name recognition because nobody knew them for jewelry because they're a TV show. So you didn't have that. So it's just a bad investment all the way around. Now, I've taken a position, and again, this is a video I shot a while ago. I've always taken a position that knowing their history as being part of network marketing or multi-level marketing business strategies, that the Sister Wives business as presented on the show was literally the blueprint or footprint for them to be able to move forward as Sister Wives Closet as a multi-level marketing business. When Christine got up and talked about Well, who are our customers? They're strong, independent women who want to be able to take charge of their lives. That's the first part of a multi-level marketing pitch. The second part of it is, you ladies want what do you call it, financial freedom? Do you want to have independence? Do you want to be able to take care of your kids how you want to the level that you want, go on vacations and afford to do all these wonderful things? Then if you join the Sister Wives family and community, then you too could become a member or an associate or whatever they want to call it, IBO, independent business owner of this particular group. And you can have your own business and you can set your own hours and you can either make enough money to be able to take care of your family to buy odds and ends, or you could have your own business and the sky's the limit and you too could have financial freedom. They wanted to spearhead. So when they started giving those big numbers, the majority, in my opinion, those big numbers were based on people buying into the Sister Wives Closet multi-level marketing business, not their product. They weren't selling product, because if you look at most of these multi-level marketing businesses and the opportunities, the product is usually bullshit. They have to offer a product though for legal reasons. You can't just say, joy, you bring two friends and they bring two friends and they bring two friends. Next thing you know, you're a billionaire. Like, you can't do that shit. That's illegal as hell. You will go to jail if you do that shit. That's called a pyramid scheme. Most of these, if you go to most multi-level marketing businesses, if you look at their little printouts or their little things that they put up on the screens or whatever, I've attended a couple of them with friends who've invited me, and I try to talk to them afterwards. But you look at it, they always have like one guy on top, and then he get two friends, and then those two friends get two friends, and it looks like a perfect pyramid, because that's what the fuck it is. It's a pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. Okay. And they use the products, but in order for them to get around the products, you have to sell the product. And technically, and if they approach you about joining a multi-level marketing business, I'm just going a little tangent real quick. If they approach you about joining a multi-level marketing business, ask to see their handbook, the rule book that they have for their independent business owner people, right? The people who buy into it. If you look into the back of that, in the back of the rules and everything else, the bylaws, if you're not selling more money, this is what they have to put in there. If you have to sell more merchandise for your income, a majority of your income has to be generated through sales and not through recruitment. If a majority of your people are brought in through recruitment, for that reason, as well as any reason that the people within the organization see fit, they can come down and take your entire business. Meaning that everybody who you have beneath you, your friends, your family, your people you ran onto the street, and the people you've been hustling around trying to do meetings at their house, they can take all those people from you and keep those profits for themselves. And it's baked into the cake. I went down to a friend's house with who was joining Quickstar, which is basically Amway. And he tried to get me to join, and he gave me the book and all that stuff. So I read the book. Nobody reads the book, the materials they give you. Everybody just signs stuff, and they say, go get some business cards. You're a business owner now. This is your business. And go get some friends. You got some friends. You want to bring some friends, right? And I sat down and read the book, and with my professional history, I sat down and I highlighted the thing, right? And then I pulled the necessary statutes to demonstrate to them the guy, because he said, okay, man, I'm gonna bring my my upline person. I don't know if he was a jewel, like there's some kind of jewel. They usually associate him with jewels or something, like an emerald or something. He brought him down to argue with me and tell me why I should join, right? So I highlighted all the stuff, and I'm like, okay, did you know this? Now, I ain't never read that. It's right here in your book. Let's read it together. You got to have such and such. You got to recruit more. A majority of your income has to be a result of direct sales and cannot be from recruitment. Why do you guys keep asking me to bring people? I'm not even part of you yet. I'm not even a member yet. And you're asking me to bring my friends and family. The first thing you did was ask me, do I have people who want to join this franchise business? You know, McDonald's, they got a franchise. They make millions of dollars just like McDonald's, right? They ask you to bring your friends and family first. They don't. When I'm bringing my friends and family, what am I bringing my friends and family to do? What am I doing? I don't even know how to make money yet. How the fuck am I going to ask somebody else, tell somebody else I'm going to give them a business opportunity where they're going to have financial freedom? And I haven't made $1 yet. Teach me how to make money. How do I make money? And you know, the best advertisement would be for my friends and family would be for me to be successful. And then once I get the hookup and I know what the hookup is, and I roll up in my new car from where I just came from my brand new house with my pool in the back, and I just got back. I'm tan because I just got all vacation, right? For my 2 weeks or 2 months in the islands, right? Where I have my second home. When I come back to my buddies and they see me roll up in that brand new car, they're going to say, James, what are you doing? At which time I can say, I'm doing this opportunity. Why don't you guys do it with me? And I'll show you how. The problem is nobody's showing nobody shit. The only thing they ask you to do is bring more people because they're trying to generate that downline because that's where the majority of their money come in. But then guess what, y'all? As I showed them, if you get too big and you don't play ball, they can take your business. I never heard of a situation where you financially free and somebody can strip your freedom. That's not free. That ain't free. That's not what free look like. You're an employee. Another story. Quick story time. Another story. When I went to one of the meetings, I heard the guy like, you know, they call all the people out, and I'm not a member. Yeah, I'm just staying with my buddy over there, and they had like, not it's a sapphire or something over him and an emerald, something like that, and they had that guy was out there. It was like 2 guys above the guy that came to my thing. He out there yelling at them because, guys, my wife quit her job and this is the only source of income I have. And you guys ain't bringing enough people. How many of y'all got people here at this meeting? How many people did you bring? How come you don't have new folks? They didn't say nothing about how come the sales are down. How come you're not moving this merchandise? How come you ain't marketing this stuff? They were supposed to have like connections to all the big major brands. How come you're not selling more? No, it's how come you're not bringing more people? And the fact that he was standing out there yelling at them, yelling and screaming at them. I'm like, I don't get talked like this at my fucking job. And they buying me, they paying my bills. I don't get yelled at like this at my job. I'm damn sure not paying somebody to come out here and get yelled at. And none of this shit look like financial freedom to me. You're an employee. That's what an employee, because they talk financial free means you got fuck you money. Let's put it where it is. Pardon my friend. I know I'm cussing a lot. I apologize. But that's what that is. You financially free. You got FU money. You don't feel like doing something, you don't do it. You don't have an alarm clock. You know, when you wake up, when your eyes pop open, that's financially free. You do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, if you want to do it. And if somebody don't want to do it with F you, that's what kind of money you should be having. That's financially free. Me having to show up to meetings and bring in people and go sit in somebody's house, and every time I talk to somebody, I got to try to invite them to some meeting. That's not freedom. And then you get blamed when you fail because nobody know what the hell they're doing. Everybody was told just go get some people and bring them to the meeting. Nobody is trained on how to do anything. If you join, like they use, my favorite part is they always talk about Kruk. They always talk about McDonald's. You know, his name ain't McDonald's. His name was Kruk, Sam Kruk. He went down and he franchised McDonald's. He eventually bought it. Then he franchised it to other people. So basically, he had a successful restaurant, taught other people how to be successful. They taught other people how to be successful. And now all of a sudden, it's a billion hamburgers sold, billion Big Macs sold around the world, right? Locations everywhere. I got 3 right around me. I can go have 3 restaurants in walking distance of each other. Crazy. But you know what I mean? Oh, it's just like that. No, it's not. Because when you go to McDonald's, they actually teach you how to sell a product. McDonald's is not a hamburger business. McDonald's is a real estate business. McDonald's buys the land where you build a restaurant. And even McDonald's can take your restaurant from you. So if you have a McDonald's, you're leasing the building. You buy the stuff from them. If you have a successful corner, they own that corner. They own that store, their restaurant. And you're leasing that restaurant from them. They're a real estate business. It's about understanding the business you're in. When you join an MLM, you're not selling jeans. You're not selling ladies' leggings. You're not selling makeup. You're not selling weight loss stuff. You're selling people. You're selling your network. You're selling your personal connections. That's what you're selling. That's the product. You're the product. Because to be a part of that business, I also read through the thing. In order for you to get the PV, BV, I don't remember the how it works, but in order for you to qualify for that, you have to purchase so much in that month. And if you don't make certain levels of purchasing within that month, you don't qualify for your downline. So say you got a downline, these guys are killing it. They just bringing people to the meeting. They just got people signing up left and right. Everybody's buying shit because they trying to get their business off the ground and they're making all kinds of money. And you have this huge downline. If you didn't make those personal purchases yourself, then you're not entitled to that money, which 9 times out of 10, let's be honest, comes out to about $1.25 on average a month from the company. The average person gets about $1.25, if that. Okay. So people who are making money, people are usually at like the upper levels, like Christine, Mary, Janelle, and them. But they're at the upper levels, not because they're selling a whole lot. They're at the upper levels because they're celebrities. False celebrities, minor celebrities at best. But the reason why they have the following that they do is because they're on TV. And people join the organization because they want to be in meetings with them and they want to talk to them. So they have them come out. So they have these huge downlines of people who join the business. And that's why they make money and everybody else doesn't. And I'm telling you that the Sister Wife's business was set up to be that type of business. It was set up to be that type of, they didn't give a shit about the people who were following because none of them people, who the hell is buying that junk? You guys can't even sell the junk jewelry and you're on TV. How the hell am I going to go to my friends and my family and sell that bullshit to them? SW stands for sister wife or strong woman, whatever. How am I going to sell that ugly ass shit? The only thing that could happen is I would buy into your business and I would give you a monthly stipend, a monthly amount for me to maintain my business license or whatever through you guys, my franchise ship or whatever. And then I have to buy a certain number of units of that jewelry to supposedly sell myself. This is why so many people who are in Avon, Mary Kay, or any, I think it was Mary Kay, or any of those other multi-level marketing businesses, you ever talk to them, Amway, they always have like, when you talk to the ones who are like ex-people, they always have like a garage or a room or a storage unit full of that bullshit. That's why, because you got to keep buying it yourself. You're not selling any of it. You're lucky if you're selling this stuff. You're fortunate if you're selling this stuff. But 9 times out of 10, you talk to somebody who is a part of that organization. They got boxes and boxes of just crazy. What is this? Lotion? Actually, in Avon, the Skin So Soft, that lotion was pretty good. But most of this stuff was junk. Actually, and they don't even have quality companies. Like Avon wasn't that bad. Mary Kay wasn't that bad. Their products weren't actually that bad. But a lot of these multi-level marketing businesses, their products are bullshit. They're junk. And they got you selling junk. And then you can't sell the junk. And then they yell at you because you can't get people to join the business selling junk. You get screamed at. Because a guarantee, if you had a business where you could guarantee somebody that, look, you just talk to 50 people, you're going to have 5 people join. And those 5 people have 5 people join. And then within like 6 months, you're going to be a millionaire. If it was that easy, why is their success rate so fucking low? If it was such a good opportunity, why is their success rate so low? Well, I mean, that's how it works in business. Everybody in there is like, think they like high finance too. That's always awesome. You know, that's not how business works because you're going to have some people going to rise to the cream of the crop, but everybody fails. You talk to these people. A guy, like I said, the guy who kept trying to get me to join, he was giving me this back in the day. They would give you CDs and CDs and CDs and CDs and CDs and books and shit. And I love information. I love talking to people, find out different experiences. So I would listen to some of the stuff. A lot of this stuff was so good. Like it was like the good motivational speakers. And they tell you, you know, you got to get in there, you got to work. And it's great motivational stuff. But as soon as they start talking, that's why you got to show up to me. There was one guy saying, like, fuck your kids. If they got birthdays, holidays, forget that. Don't worry about going to that stuff. Instead of you buying them Christmas presents, you need to start investing in your business. Instead of you going to a birthday party or a graduation, forget that. What you need to do is focus on being successful in this business so that you can set up a meeting. Go set up a meeting so you can talk to more people. Be driven about getting this money. And in that way, when you get that financial freedom, you'll be able to take care of your kids. So what if you miss a couple birthdays, holidays, graduations, life events? Who cares? It's about you building this business. Are they building a business for them or are they building a business for you? But it takes that kind of mentality in order for you to make these multi-level marketing businesses successful. You got to basically tell people, abandon everything that you got going on so that I can live my dreams. And that's what it is. Jody Paris guy was like, we all adults. Yeah, some people sensitive. I'm trying to respect them too. But yeah, I just be telling it like it is. Sometimes I just say what I say. I'm just saying, like a lot of that stuff, that Sister Wives Closet, I'm almost, like I said, I'm willing to put down my full buck that they were selling that as a multi-level marketing business. Full stop. But what's that? Get rich quick schemes, get rich scams are Cody's dreams, but get rich schemes are Cody's dreams. Yeah, right. Cody W, mama. All right. That's what I'm talking about. And it's easy. Like, and then trust me when I say this, like they make that shit sound good. Like, who doesn't want to have financial freedom? Who doesn't want to be able to take care of their kids? And that's how you know what I mean? That, oh man, you think about it, James. You could take care of your kids and do things with your children. You don't have to come in to work at. Oh wow, that'd be great. They use the term like this very popular on the internet too now. Residual income. You get that residual passive income that you ain't got to do nothing. You just get a check every month. You work really hard for a very short period of time. And you just be getting free money every month. My dude, who doesn't want to live that life? Who doesn't want to live that life? But you're not going to get it. And the thing that always bothers me, like even every now and again, they used to, like, especially after COVID, during COVID, they had these people who would come on and be like, I got this thing where I can show you how to drop ship, or I can show you how to do this or that. And I can teach you, I'm running a class and I'll teach you how to do it. If it was so easy and you can make so much money doing that, why aren't you doing it? These guys who sit around and talk about, I can teach you how to make millions of dollars with crypto. Are you not a millionaire? Are you a billionaire? Oh, if you ain't making, I was watching something today, and they were criticizing somebody, and there was a guy who was a dating coach or something, and he was telling the guys, like, you know, if you're not making enough money where you can afford $60,000 a month for an apartment in Miami, then there's no need for you to move to Miami. $60,000 a month for an apartment? First of all, sir, you're an idiot. Unless you have the kind of money and income where you're making like an absurd amount of money, or $60,000 a month. The average American doesn't even make $60,000 a year. What are you talking about? You're not making $60,000 a month. I don't know what you're doing. You could buy my course and I'll teach you how to make this money. Now, I'm willing to bet every one of them gurus who tells you that you can make this X amount of dollars and it's so easy and you just got to buy their course. A majority, if you look at their finances, all their money comes from selling the course. If they know how to make money, why are they selling you a course? And why are you not? Why am I still using words like Buffett? Why am I still talking about Elon Musk? Why am I still talking about Jobs or what's his name? The new guy running it. Guy in charge of Apple, the guy in charge of Amazon. Why am I still saying why am I not saying your name? Because you got the secret to the sauce. You teaching people how to buy real estate, no money down, how to buy an apartment complex, no money down is easy. Yeah, because it's that easy to buy houses. It's that easy for you to come up, no money down payment. You could. I heard one guy, he said, I could teach you how to make money. Well, you can get all the money you want. All you gotta do, you find a house, you buy that house, you put no money down, then you buy that house, say for 100, you go get it reappraised for 300,000, then you borrow that money and you have like $200,000 equity that you borrow, and you pay that to get the house fixed up, and you take that other money that you have and buy a new house and repeat the process. And I'm like, that shit sounds great. But what about the loans? How are you paying the loans off? You just borrowing the money to acquire property like Monopoly so you can give it to somebody? Like, how are you paying your mortgages? Explain it. And that just bothers me, like, because it's one thing. Yes, there's no such thing as easy money or free money. If something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. That's all, that's with everything. But at the same time, there's something wrong with you as a person to take advantage of people who 9 times out of 10, the reason why they're falling for it, the reason why so many people sign up for the multi-level marketing businesses is because they're in desperate financial situations. This is their way out. And you're selling them hopes that will never pan out for them. If anything, you're just getting them deeper into debt. You would do better. And this is the craziest part. And it's fucked up to say this, but it's so true. With the multi-level marketing businesses, with the amount of time that it will require for you to be able to make any kind of headway to make $1.25 a month, you would have to put in so many hours that you would actually make out better if you went to McDonald's, filled out an application, and you were dropping fries for 20 hours a week. You would make more money and be closer to financial freedom doing that with a second job than you will be trying to get people to show up to meetings for a product that you yourself don't know how to sell. When they asked you to come out for an opportunity, my thing was, as soon as the guy started talking, he started talking that sweet shit. And I'm like, okay, this is a business meeting. And I'm in my professional capacity, I was used to sitting in through business meetings and receiving the notes and reviewing notes from business meetings. And I've never ever read a note or a minute from a business meeting where the CEO is sitting there, vice presidents were always all around, the executive board is there, and you have a guy standing in front doing a presentation talking about, would you like to have financial freedom? Would you like to have extra money? Would you like to be able to take your kids on vacation? Yeah, that's why I work here. Now tell me what you're going to say. What's the business plan? I want to hear what you got to say, because I only got a half hour to sit through this bullshit. And I'm not going, none of them guys are going to sit through an hour meeting of 45 minutes of an hour meeting, listen to this guy talk about all the stuff you could do if you had money. I want to hear what the plan is. What do you have? How do I sell it? How do I make money? Explain to me why I should do this. Why it makes financial sense for me to do it. Not my hopes and dreams and aspirations. None of that is your business. I need to know how this works. And if you go to any of these meetings, listen to them talk. Nobody explains to you how does it work. How do you sell these products? You're telling me that, and here's another thing. If you join any of these multi-level marketing businesses, you can't ever run an advertisement. You can't say, my business, my dollar, I'm going to set up a storefront and I'm going to sell these products. They'll say it's against the rules because we want to have network in-person salesmanship where we sell to friends and family. That makes no fucking sense, because how am I going to hit financial freedom with just my friends and family? It feels like that. If I had that many friends and family, I just ask everybody to give me a $20 bill and I'll be a millionaire in no time. If I had that many friends and family who just going to join this business and only personal use to stuff to their friends and family, I just ask go guys, could you guys just ask 5 of your friends? I'll ask 5 friends to ask 5 of their 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 friends in perpetuity to give me $1. And you actually would make out better than you would if you joined a multi-level marketing business. But they never tell you like how to sell the products. This is LuLaRoe. Join LuLaRoe family. This is how we sell these high quality products. All you have to do is step 1, introduce them to the project. We're going to run you through the whole salesman pitch. They don't ever do that. They just tell you bring your friends and family. You got a list of people that you love, bring them to the meetings. Just saying. And if I'm wrong, put it in the chat. Let me know. Let me know what your experience is. If you disagree, like James, you full of shit. I made billions selling LuLaRoe. Mary, she bought her house on LuLaRoe. Yeah, because she's on TV. And when they say they hire her as a speaker, a motivational speaker, and to come to the meetings and do presentations, and they give her an extra check, that's not because of her salesmanship. That's because she is a celebrity who is using the power of her celebrity, leveraging the power of her celebrity to sell memberships. That's why, like, Kevin Hart got caught up with that, with that drink, energy drink thing that they were marketing towards, like high school and college kids. So did Floyd Mayweather. He got caught up in it. Like, so they get, I mean, the sister wives are just scraping the bottom of the barrel as far as like celebrities who have leveraged their celebrity to try to move this multi-level marketing business, this network marketing business. They had people show up. There was a guy I love listening to him speak, and he says a lot of Les Brown says a lot of great speaker. Toastmaster. I'm a Toastmaster too. Salute. He won the internationals. I've competed as well, but I've never reached that level. He fantastic speaker, but he was selling that multi-level market. You get your business and you can bring your business, and he tells his stuff. He'd be like, well, yeah, get you motivated, and they get you so pumped up. That shit's a cult. And a part of the reason why they tend to go with people who are part of, so big in Utah is because like you have like the AUB and those different kinds of groups, and they're already into cultish type behavior with some of the groups that they're part of. So they just tap into it. So it's kind of like, you find somebody with an addiction, it's not that hard for you to try to push a different, D-rug on them. But we have Jody Pierce Scholar with the $9.99 super cheat. There are so many schemes. Get rich quick. What about timeshares? Anyone that goes to a meetings to improve business, sorry, but also TV preachers. Yeah. TV preachers. Timeshares, never buy timeshare. Never buy timeshare. Because it's an asset. No, it's not, because you'll be able to sell an asset. You buy a timeshare, you pretty much stuck with a timeshare. Because as soon as they sell out your building where you have a timeshare, because you don't actually own your unit, you just have a timeshare, you have a piece of a unit, right? By the time they get finished building your building, they're going to build a newer building across the street, which makes your building obsolete. And they're going to sell units out of that building. So you never get ahead with timeshares. They even got people now, like businesses like lawyers and things of that nature, who try to advise you how to get out of the timeshare. Their whole business is like how to get your ass out of a timeshare, which is almost impossible to do, because you're taking out a mortgage on you're taking a mortgage on a piece of a property that you yourself particularly don't actually own. And so when you go to sell your piece of a property that you don't actually own, most people don't want to buy a piece of a property. And especially when the market collapsed, and they stopped giving away money. The biggest time with timeshares when the interest rates were real low and there was a lot of excess money. So banks were just giving away money to everybody. So everybody was running out buying timeshares because they love going to Disney World. They told them, like, hey, you can come to Disney World anytime you want. No, this is not a vacation home. So you got to book your damn timeshare, your time at your timeshare, and hopefully it's not blacked out or whatever. Like, it's just crazy. But yeah, absolutely. Jody Perry Scott and the preachers, don't even get me started on them. Like pimps in the pulpit, right? If they just, send me $10, the Creflo Dollar. And there's another guy who talked about they don't want to get on when they go to their events, They need a private plane because they don't want to be on a plane with a bunch of Satans and sinners and demons. Like, so you don't, Jesus walked everywhere. Jesus didn't have a damn mule or ass. He ain't ride no horses, none of that shit. He walked everywhere. So you telling me that Jesus walked amongst the people, but you, as a servant of Jesus Christ, need an airplane because you can't mingle with the people. How the hell are you going to save the people if you don't want to deal with the people? Just saying. And then, of course, the number one quick get rich quick schemes is what? Guess what? Get rich quick schemes. The way you can make a shit ton of money is tell people that you figure out how to make a shit ton of money and you can teach them. The get rich quick schemes, number one. Number two is weight loss. Yeah, you know, you can eat everything you want to eat, do whatever you want to do, never get up off the couch, watch TV all the time, never move, never exercise, and you'll lose 500 pounds. And you too can look like a washboard abs man or big booty Becky. Like, no, that's not how it works. And they taking advantage of you. And that's unfortunate and it's jacked up. And like I said, there's a special place for people who take advantage of folks who buy into this because you're taking advantage of them because they need this. Whatever you're selling them, they need it. That's why they're so, it's not that they're dumb. It's that they're desperate situations. And you're feeding into that desperate situation with a supposed solution to their problem, but it's not a solution at all. If anything, it makes it worse. Some of the fitness advice that the people at the gurus give you is worse for you. The Biggest Loser, like that show that was on, and that people were supposed to be losing all this weight, that was terrible fitness advice. If you are significantly overweight, the last thing you should be doing is trying to do box jumps. The last thing you should be doing is trying to run on a treadmill. Your body, your knees, your hips, your ankles can't support your body weight for you to walk across the room. How the hell are you going to be jumping on top of boxes? And if you suffer a catastrophic injury and you're already significantly overweight and you already have medical problems because you're significantly overweight, and clearly you don't have a fitness regimen that you will participate in because you're significantly overweight, if you get hurt, you are not going to recover. There's a strong possibility you will never recover. And so whatever ambulatory abilities you did have, ability to walk around a room or move or whatever, you very well may lose, which may eventually put you in a far worse condition or position than you were in when you first started. And you have people who take advantage of that. Oh, I'm going to sell you this milkshake. You just drink 3 of these shakes every day and you're going to lose 15 pounds a day. What they don't tell you is that 9 times out of 10, you see these celebrities who are selling this stuff. You join this guy's fitness boot camp, you too could have this awesome body. You could look like a Marvel superhero. What they don't tell you is that, quiet as it's kept, every time me around here, we got a joke, right? Me and my daughter, we have a joke. We call it the chicken and broccoli. When the people be on the roids, right? The testosteroids. When they on that, the gear, every time like they come out and they be like, I'm doing a movie. And yeah, I was able to put on 50 pounds of muscle, shred and burn off all my body fat. How did you do it? You look amazing. You look like a superhero. You look like you can't step straight out the pages of a comic book. How did you get those shoulders popping? Them checks and them pecs popping. You got the lats for the straps. You got the the arms that show the charms. You got the booty that's on duty. How did you do it? And they always look in the camera and be like, oh, I ate chicken and broccoli. That's code for I was on D-Rugs. That's what that shit is. And these guys, not only do they have the finances to relatively safely take performance enhancing medical pharmaceuticals, right? Because they'll have doctors on stuff. They're getting their blood work done all the time. They're not getting it from, Big Joe Bob with the tattoos in the back of the gym around the corner by the dumpster. They getting it from like actual doctors who are monitoring their health. And they're doing all that. Not only do that, they have that going on. They have personal trainers that they hire. They also have usually personal chefs, people preparing their meals. So they're not sitting at home trying to figure out how measuring out, cups of rice and cuts of chicken and how, weighing stuff with the scale rocket. They don't have that going on. Somebody's doing that for them. So basically, the only thing they have to do is show up to the gym and work out and eat the food and then bend over so they can get that shot in the behind. And then they good to go. Then all of a sudden, you too could have washboard abs. You just can't take your shirt off because you got pimples on your back, right? That's the way it works. But they'll get on the TV and talk about, this is what you need to do. When I was a kid, story time, and then I got to get ready to bounce. But when I was a kid, I used to get the fitness magazines, right? Fitness, Muscle and Fitness, Flex magazines. And you see these guys, monsters, just lifting weights. Like, I want to be like that guy. And they have like the routines that they do. Like Monday, you do lats and tries. Tuesday, you do delts, like shoulders. Then Wednesday, lats is your back here and your triceps back in your arm. And then, shoulders. Then Wednesday, you take a break. And then Thursday, you do legs. You just pound the shit out of your legs. You crush your legs. And you do like these super sets and crazy sets and drop sets and all this. And then Friday, you do chest and biceps. And then Saturday, you take the day off and you just repeat it. Every 4 days, you in the gym. 2 days, you in the gym. 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off. Then push, pull days, all this craziness, right? And you reading this like, wow, this is how you get big and strong. No, first of all, the way they have these guys working out, unless you are receiving pharmaceutical assistance, you will destroy your body. You will destroy yourself because nobody can work out like that. Your recovery time is almost nothing. And the most important thing is, like, if you're working out like that, is sleep, what you're eating, and the workout plays a part, but a small part compared to your actual rest and recovery, as well as what you put in your mouth. 6-packs aren't made in the gym. They're made in the kitchen. So you have that. But I would read these books, and every person that I used to look up to that, like, I want to be like this guy. I want to be like that guy. I want to do this workout because I want these kind of shoulders. Look at his shoulders. Oh my goodness. I want shoulders like that. Look at his back. Look at his chest. I want, oh man, that's how you do it. Every one of them guys on them fitness magazines, one of them women on them fitness magazines, all of them are taking something. All of them. Debo, like they on all kinds of shit. Dextrin, like they on all kinds of stuff. Okay, they are strapped out. That's how they look like they look. But they tell people who aren't on these substances, oh, all you got to do is drink this protein drink. All you got to do is take these pills. All you got to do, these amino acids, all you got to do. And half the time you take that junk, you know where you put that stuff? You don't put it in your chest, your back, your shoulders, your arms, your legs, your booty. You put that shit in the toilet. That's where it goes. Because your body will use what it can use, and the rest of it gets rid of. But you don't know that because you're looking at these people and their examples, and they telling you all the things that you could do. I've had guys who I've like admired for years, like, damn, wow, when I was a teenager, wow, that guy's amazing. Oh my goodness. And they've all come out and said, yeah, we was on all kinds of stuff. I forget what they call it. They say like I forget the way they say it, but it's like basically what they take was crazy. And the guys now, like the Instagram models and all that, plastic surgeries, getting like liposuction and BBLs and fake boobs, and they still taking all the stuff, and the stuff that they taking, puts the guys who were monsters back in the day, puts them to shame. Like these guys, they can't even touch these guys. Like these guys come in taking stuff that these guys, like, I would never do that to myself. And most of the guys who I would look up to as a young man and seeing these magazines, a lot of them were dropping dead at like 30, 40 years old because their hearts were blowing up in their chest because of all the stuff they was taking, But that's just how they get over on you. They make you feel like everybody could do this. Everybody could. And that's what they tell you at these multi-level. Everybody could do this. You just got to be committed to it. Everybody can't do it. Here's the thing about bodybuilding. If you want to be a bodybuilder, you have to have genetics to do that shit. Only a small percentage of the human population can even come close to looking like these guys naturally. and even have the potential to look like them naturally. Then you have to stack on top of that the pharmaceutical part of it. So a lot of the guys who are, so basically, there's a guy named Greg Duche. He's on YouTube. But essentially, if you saw his picture of him in high school, he looked better than some of the guys that you see in the gym who've been in the gym forever and on gear, right? He looked better in high school because he had the genetics for it. So when he jumped on the gear train, he looked amazing. He looked like that's how he got into the IBFF, like the International Bodybuilding Federation. That's how he did it. Because he has the genetics. Just because you take the products, you eat the food, doesn't mean you're going to look like that. Not everybody who joins these MLMs, everybody can't be successful. How do you know I'm going to be the one that's successful? Well, I'm worthy of this opportunity that you kept talking about. It's so easy. Like, it's just crazy to me. But yeah, the get rich quick schemes they do more damage than positives, in my opinion. As well, and the get rich quick schemes, weight loss schemes, and usually the weight loss schemes are worse to me because they break people. Because you have people who already feel a certain kind of way about the way they look, and then you promise them that they could look a different way, and then when they don't, as with most of these MLMs, when they don't get the results that you promised them, you always blame them and call them lazy and say that they're failures because they weren't able to achieve the success that you said it was going to be so easy for them if they just followed this plan. And you must not have followed the plan because you still fat as hell. Why, what you eat a biscuit on the way down here? Like, what the hell? You eat a butter biscuit or something? What the fuck? Like, that's not a thing. 9 times out of 10, they're not given the proper information. And then what happens? They don't lose the weight and they quit. And they stop trying, which puts them, because they usually starve themselves to begin with, and they slow their metabolism down, which puts them in a situation where they start to gain the weight back faster than they lost it, and they gain back more weight. So they not only still overweight, they're more overweight or more out of shape than they were when they first started. And then they have no desire to try again because they've already had their heart broke. I tried as best I could. I stuck to it as best I could. I did it. I did the thing. I ate the food. I did the gym for 2-3 hours, right? Which is crazy time. Like, don't go to the gym for 3 hours. But I did the gym for 3-4 hours, and I still look the same. I don't understand. I must not be doing it right. Why am I wasting my time? Oh, come on, man. I'll take you and I'll show you the right way to do it. No, I'm not interested in it because I already wasted my time. And you put them in a situation where their mind is messed up. It's that first guy, that first trainer that Janelle and them had. And that's another thing. Guys, they're talking about like Christine and them like selling these weight loss plans. Did you hear them talk? They've had trainers. They had personal trainers since they were in Vegas. That was like season 3. They started rolling out the personal trainers. How many of you have personal trainers? And some of these personal trainers ain't worth a damn. Some of the trainers you get from the gyms, they ain't worth a damn, right? They'll tell, oh, you pay me like X amount of dollars a week or whatever, and I'll get you in shape. All a personal trainer does for some of these people, they show you one time what you should do for the week. They barely talk to you about your food, which you could do with anybody. You got apps that do that shit now for free that you can get on. And you could even get workout plans for free. And it's the same workout plan that these people are giving you. The same plan they give you, they give to everybody. It's not, but if you hire a real trainer like the Sister Wives did, they will create a program specifically for you and your goals and your body type, where they don't have you out there doing box jumps at 300 pounds. But let me give Jody a little something. Then we have unlimited lipstick for $2.79. Super chat. Did I recognize? Hold on 1 second. Always ask for the income disclosure statement. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. How much do you make, and how do you make it, and where does it come from? When you go to these MLMs, and that's what I'm saying. Like, show up with if you want me to join this shit, show me your bank account and show me like your success. You saying it's so easy to do, and I could join this thing and I can make X amount of dollars. Show me how you're selling this stuff. I'm not interested in bringing my friends and family, because I remember I went to the thing. Like I said, the guys, you don't bring, so you guys a list of people, just make a list of 10 people, and we'll invite them to a meet. Nope, I'm not inviting anybody. You show me how to make money doing this. I'm not inviting nobody, because I'm not going to recommend somebody try this, and I don't know how it works. How does it work? Pop the hood on this bad boy. Let's see it. I want to see the engine. I want to see how we're going to get it going. I don't want to hear how. I don't want to hear how it's not going to work. You know, what I need to do to bring people in to make you guys money, because that's making y'all money. I want to hear how I can make money, and then I want to bring my friends and family into the business that I have that's successful, and then I'm going to show them how they can make money. But I'm not going to guinea pig them. So no, we're not doing that. But yeah, always ask for their income disclosure statement. How much are you guys making? And if they're willing to share all these business secrets with you, they should be willing to share how much money they're making and how much money they're putting out. Because technically, if they're running a business, another quick hint, if they're running a successful business, you don't put that shit in your name. You should be running that under an LLC anyway. Your business should be a separate entity. So you have your personal income that you're getting paid from your business, your LLC, and then you have your business account. So technically, you're not even asking them for their personal accounts. You're asking them for their business accounts. Let me see your business accounts. How much do you make? But good point. Yeah, but let me recognize. I don't know if I recognize Lizzie B. Gifted one my take on reality membership. Yeah, we're gonna have a members only meeting this Saturday too at noon time. So if you guys want to show up for that, members, come on in. We're gonna have a round table, get it popping, and this thing is gonna make me go crazy. My screen is popping. But thank you so much, Lizzie B. Give you a little something. Appreciate you. All right. But I think I've held you guys long enough with my craziness. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I was talking about that, Michelle. Cody doing Cody doing all these press rounds. And was this Jazz on 1,000-pound roomies was bedbound for a long time after getting those diet shots. Yeah. The diet shots, like, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Like you have to be in a condition for it, because it's not as easy as they make it sound. Like a shot, a pill, a workout, a meal plan is not going to solve all your problems. Like it didn't take you, like the crazy part is they always promise you fast results, but the very cold part and the cold nature of weight loss is it didn't take you, you didn't gain this weight in 2 weeks, so you're not going to lose this weight in 2 weeks. It's a long process. The same, because your body has to hit certain adjustment periods. So the same way your body became accustomed to being the size that you are, or the weight that you are, whether you're too big or too small, whatever, the same way your body had to assimilate to that, your body has to assimilate the other way. So you're going to hit highs and lows. And the crazy part is, especially if you're overweight, even though it's killing you, your body wants to be overweight. Because we come from a feast and famine species. Like it's in our system, the way our body works. It just we're used to starving. You know what I mean? It's, this is recent modern history where we're able to just go to the refrigerator, pop that bad boy open, and just get whatever we want to eat whenever we want. Like that's not how our bodies work. So our bodies are always looking for some food. So the best way for our bodies to survive is to store fat, and so at the end of the day, your body wants to be fat. It's just killing you, killing your heart. But your body's like, yeah, woo, 50 pounds over. Oh, when the famine starts, we gonna be around, so it's patience. It's patience. And I know that shit is hard. It's a struggle, and it's like you're on a diet and you want to quit, and it's just the thing that at the end of the day, there's no such thing as like falling off a diet. You'll have setbacks. You're gonna have good days. You're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have days where you on your you're Dean and you're doing everything you need to do. You're losing the weight you want to lose. The way you want to lose it is looking good. You're following, you're doing all the right things. And then maybe you miss a week. Usually a week of missing the gym is like you miss the first day, then you miss the second day. You'll feel bad the first day, the second day, especially as a habit. First day you miss, you feel bad about missing. You start missing going to the gym. Second day, you feel less bad. And about the first week that you miss, you kind of fill your schedule in, right? But there's always room for you to go back. There's always room for you to get back on the horse. Like just because you fell off the diet today, you messed up and you had a wrong, your cheat meal went to like a cheat day, or your cheat day went to a cheat week or a month and a half, doesn't mean you can't start back. Grab an apple. Grab an apple. I like apples, but don't give up on yourself. That's the whole thing. Yeah, because it's not as and it's, and when you're young, you got that good metabolism. Shit, you be looking at old people like, I don't understand how you let yourself get like that. But then you get older, you get responsibilities. You don't have all day to just sit in the gym and do nothing. And your metabolism slows way the hell down. Yeah, it could be a struggle. You know what I mean? It could be a struggle. But yeah, the best way, like I said, if you want to do any, just as a disclaimer, if you want to do any type of exercise, make sure you clear yourself with your doctor. Listen to your body and be mindful. Just because you see, like, you tap on like Instagram and the guy's like, you can lose all this weight. All you got to do is just run up to the steps. You go to the stadium at the local park. You run up the stadium stairs. Then you run down and you run suicides up and down, back and forth. If you can't walk up the steps, don't try to run up the steps. All right. Just use common sense. If you can't walk a mile, don't try to run a mile. Don't try to jump into something where you're doing a whole bunch of shit. Right? I won't go to the gym. I won't work out for 5 hours. That's not sustainable. Unless you love working out and you could just be in the gym like that. And even then, part of the problem is you get used to going to the gym for 3-4 hours at a time because that's your normal session. When you start getting busy and you can't go for 3-4 hours, you psychologically think to yourself, there's no point in me going. If I can't do all the stuff I need to do, then I might as well not go. And that's how you talk yourself out of not going. It's better to go to the gym every day for a half hour, and you'll get more out of that if you go for a half hour consistently than if you go for 5 hours every once in a while. It's just the way it works. The math. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I know I'm okay, yeah, subscribe. I know I went a little bit off topic, but some things I want to cover. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for so long. Let me give a little shout out to Lizzie B, Brittany Not Brittany, and Carmel Cuties, the Mega Mods. Lizzie B up in the house, holding it down for us. Big shout out to them, as well as Lizzie B for giving the membership for show. Jody Periscala, Betty Aldridge, love Betty, Unlimited Lipstick. YouTube is my time machine. And that's that. And then a couple duplicates. Appreciate you guys. Oh, wait. What is this? Jody Periscala, $4.99 super chat. What do y'all think about weight loss shots? My doc didn't even mention diet. Here's a shot, $1,000 a month. Yeah, the first thing, if you want to do weight loss shots, any type of supplemental thing like shots or shakes or anything like that, the first thing to understand is that in order for it to work, you have to have fundamental changes as far as your eating is concerned. You can't just take a shot and then eat whatever you want. So you have to regulate what your intake looks like and how your food goes. The shots, I won't say the shots are bad because they can be an assist. So basically you adjust your diet and what you're eating. Then as you start to lose weight, you might even use the shot as a way, depending on how much in need you are, right? You might use the shot to jumpstart you, but you don't want to rely on a pharmaceutical in order for you to bring your weight down and then maintain your weight. You want to if you do anything, you want to try to do it as naturally as possible. And again, it's not about speed or quickness, unless of course there's a medical problem or a medical issue which will require you to lose the weight as quickly as possible. Other than that, and again, this isn't medical advice, it's just my opinion. But you consult a doctor. I'd be a little leery of a doctor who wants to just give you a shot and not talk to you about weight management and food management. Again, it's not about diet. It's as much about choices. I don't really like diet. Diet is kind of a dirty word. It's about choices, just making better choices. So instead of, like, for instance, I'm real big on like the ingredients. So you make whole ingredients as opposed to going to the store getting a quick food. So if they say make, rice, you can't eat white rice. That was the whole thing for a while. South Beach diet, I think, was that way. A couple others. You can't eat white rice. You got to eat brown rice. You can eat whatever rice as long as it hasn't gone through the chemical process. That's my opinion. And if the rice hasn't gone through the chemical process and still has the germ in it, that they haven't put the chemicals on it, then it's easier for your body to process. That's how it works for me. It's just easier for my body to process it, which means that I won't retain the weight. So you can lose weight. You can eat what you want to eat or the way you wanted to eat it. Just have to watch portion control. But you can eat that better way, and you don't have as many chemicals. You cut down on the sodium, which can help with high blood pressure as well as water retention and a lot of different things like that. So it's just a matter of being smart about your choices. So if you have a choice to eat, like, a pound of bacon or you could get a chicken breast, it's better to eat the chicken breast. You know what I mean? The bacon is delicious though. And that's part of the thing too. I don't like to call it a diet because a lot of times diets are restrictive. And if you say I'm on a diet, that means you can't have cake. That means you can't go to your kid's birthday party and eat cake and ice cream. It means you can't, when they have the pizza party, you can't have a slice of damn pizza. That's ridiculous. Like you want to lose weight because you want to live longer. And part of living longer is actually living and not surviving. So you want to be able to live. But it's just that it's about, like I said, it's about choices. So when you go to these events, you say to yourself, I want to get some pizza or I want to get a piece of cake. Don't eat the whole pizza. That's the choice. Don't eat the whole cake, get a piece of cake and try to save some cake later. Choose the distance of when you eat, what time you eat, how much you eat, how many times a day you eat, that kind of thing. Whether you snacking usually kills you a lot. Kills a lot of diets, like what you eat in between the meals. Like you have like these great meals planned, like in the morning you have like your egg whites and oatmeal and an apple, and then lunch you have a salad, and then dinner time you have like a fine cut piece of steak or fish or something, and you have the greens and the other healthy carbs or whatever. And in between that, you eat potato chips and and dip and ice cream and candy balls and cookies. Like all that good work you did as far as like your meal prep and everything else is kind of washed out because you're making other choices. So it's just about making choices too, making smart choices. And like I said, with the your workouts, instead of getting like these crazy workouts where you go online and listen to the Instagram influencers who tell you to do all this crazy nut shit, just do what you can do. Half the time, if you can get up and walk around the block, that's better for you than trying to run around the block. Because the steady state cardio, and can be just as beneficial, just less damage to your joints. If your body can't take it, it doesn't do you any good if you go do a bunch of crazy workouts and you hurt yourself and you can't work out anymore. If you do a month worth of crazy exercise, you get hurt and you down for 6 months because you have to recover, versus somebody who took 6 months and did a half hour a day or went for a half hour walk. That person is in better situation and better condition than a person who was doing the crazy box jumps and the mountain climbers and the burpees and all that other stuff, So, but that's just kind of where I'm at. And when doctors try to get you on, and just when it comes to doctors, my last note, I'm sorry, but when it comes to doctors, we have to be our own best advocates. You have to be yes, your doctor is learned. They have experience. They have education. Know your body. If something doesn't feel good to you, express that to your doctor. And if they try to prescribe something to you, don't just ask about the benefits, ask about the negative consequences. What are the adverse events? That's if you use that word, they get that term or that phrase, they get a little nervous. When you say what are the adverse events for taking this particular prescription, every piece of medicine has a reported adverse event or bad experience that somebody had. Sometimes it's a belly ache. Sometimes you got running pants. You can't make it to the bathroom. You're was it they had a diet thing that was like you will have frequent oily discharges that are uncontrollable, which basically means you're gonna shit yourself. right, right. And they said that in the commercials. Right? What? It don't matter if I lose 100 pounds if I'm blowing the back doors off. Like what the this ain't good. Like, I don't care how good you look. You know what I mean? In a bathing suit, in a diaper. If you gotta have a diaper on underneath the bathing suit, that ain't gonna look sexy. You know, you got your Huggies on, shit. But that's one of the things that we gotta that you always gotta ask about, like the adverse event. So, is it worth it? Like the risk reward am I gonna take this risk? What I'm getting from taking this risk, is it worth me taking a risk? And those are the kind of things that you want to ask your doctor. But yeah, that's a great point. Thank you so much, Jody. Appreciate you. Yeah, because some of them the adverse events like, what the hell? Could cause heart attack. Like what? I'm not trying to, not have hair on my legs and have a damn stroke. Like that's not a thing. I can get a razor blade. if that's what you into, you don't want no hair on your legs. Don't take some medicine that's going to potentially risk your life. When they selling razor blades at the dollar store, like you can get lotion, not lotion, shaving cream and razors at the dollar store. But it won't be as silky smooth. You know what else is silky smooth? The inside of that casket. So just take care of yourself. Be smart. And like I said, be your own best advocate. But thank you so much, Jody Pierce. All right. I appreciate you guys. I know I've held you long enough. I said I was on running short one today. That's why I posted it up at 6 o'clock because I had some things I was supposed to be doing tonight. But once I get to running my damn mouth, you know how I go. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you so much. Big shout out to like I said, the Mega Mods, Lizzie B, Caramel Cuties. I didn't see Caramel Cuties or Brittany, not Brittany, but we're gonna give them a shout out anyway because that's what we do here. Because they volunteer and help me out as much as they do, and I appreciate them. But yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, like Lizzie said, thank you, Lizzie B, one of the Mega Mods. Please hit that like button on your way out. Yeah, I appreciate it. Try to get the word out so folks can enjoy these TED Talks. And this Sunday, I'm gonna have I'm gonna drop the thing. I wanted to do it tonight, open it up, but I couldn't because I ran my damn mouth too much. But call in on Sunday, and we're gonna have a conversation. You guys have some things to say, or you could hit the speakpipe.com/mytakeonreality and leave a message, and we'll have that conversation on next Thursday. Oh, Caramel Cuties up in the house. What's going on? Down here, been here. Calling my ass out. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Caramel Cuties. That's how I'm giving you a shout out anyway. Oh man, appreciate you guys. You guys are an awesome group. Let me give everybody a little something. You know what I mean? Give everybody a little something for being awesome. How about that? All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Like I said, just take care of yourself, take care of the people around you. Make sure you take care of yourself. Before you guys do any prescription medication or diet stuff, make sure you check your sources. Get different opinions if necessary. If you're talking to your doctor, be your best advocate. Okay, because nobody's gonna look out for you like you're gonna look out for you. And at the end of the day, doctors, lawyers, priests, and everybody in between can give you advice, but you're the one that's gonna have to live with the consequences, right? That's my take. I'm James. This has been My Take on Reality, and I'm out. Have a great night, everybody.
Cause I've been